Welcome, race fans, as Freshstone presents Friday Night Excitement. Tonight brought to you by BRAEMAR Buildings and PLAZEK Auto Recyclers. I'm Greg Kelman. With me, Adam Ross here in the tower, Clinton Jeffrey down trackside, and also joining us here in the tower tonight, our special guest announcer, legend behind the wheel of Dirt Modifieds, Canada Joe PLAZEK here tonight, joins us as he did 1 year ago. A pleasure to have him here tonight. Middleport Mechanical Thunderstocks onto the racetrack. Mobile 1 white flag is out as they get ready to go with their first of two qualifiers of the night. Adam Ross with their starting lineup.
Adam PLAZEK going to start on the pole on the number 41. He's out of Caister Center. Starting second in the 43 is Kyle Andrus. Row number 2, Mike Thorne on the inside in the 55. Casey Huffman alongside in the 13. 62 is Brian Passetti. 37, Rob Hoskins. The 11 is Go Fast Teeple. The 96-0 is John Overholt. Zach Bleach in the 108. Mike Plazinga in the 93K. The 24 is Blake Bomberry Jr. Rob Murray in the 99, the 84 RK Ryan Beagle, and Bella General in the 13X.
Off they go into corner number 1. They're going to go 3 wide down there. Mikey Bobby had the pole, but we've got 3 cars going by them. It's Kyle Andrus with the lead down the backstretch.
Boy, still almost in formation, side by side, a number of rows back. Adam PLAZEK and Kyle Andrus. Door to door through 1 and 2. Mike Thorne and Casey Huffman looking for racing room.
Casey Huffman right up through the middle. Mikey Bobby on the bottom continuing to get by that yellow 13 of Casey Huffman. It's all Adam PLAZEK out in front. Now Mike Thorne will tuck in line in that second spot in that pesky Penguin 55. And here he'll make a charge on Adam PLAZEK off of 2.
Rob Murray got a little squirrely in 1 and 2. He's losing spots. Something amiss on the 99. Looks like a flat left front.
Stand the green flag for the moment, but I think we're going to see the Dixieland Grill caution flag come out for the first time tonight as Carter Long is on the radio with race director Dave Hunsinger, motioning Murray to go to the infield. He will not. We stay under the green flag. As the field bears down, it's door to door, and Mike Thorne will lead the lap.
Mike Thorne finally getting by on the inside, but Adam PLAZEK fighting back up high. Mike Plazinga, the 93K closing in. He looks to the inside going into turn number 3.
Plazinga, the bridesmaid 1 week ago, as he fell just short of beating Ryan Beagle. Looking for that first career win. Here he is working his way through the field again. Challenging now for the second spot on Adam PLAZEK, but he's got company. Zach Bleach in the 108.
Zach Bleach, another driver that's been awfully quick this season. They race side by side off turn number 4. This allows Mike Thorne to get away a little bit. Adam PLAZEK dropped back. He's about 4 car lengths back from the race leader.
It's all Mike Thorne right now for PLAZEK, Bleach, Plazinga, and Rob Hoskins. Ryan Beagle working his way up to the 6th spot right now. And Casey Huffman's still there in that lead pack as they come down to complete lap 7.
This is not a Ryan Beagle racetrack just yet. There's a lot of grip in this track. Beagle is good, but he's Superman on a slippery racetrack.
This time by, it'll be 2 laps to go, says Carter Long, as the Burger Barn 55 of Mike Thorne leads the pack. Adam PLAZEK in the 2nd spot. Then you've got the side-by-side action with Zach Bleach, Mike Plazinga. Ryan Beagle now works his way into the top 5.
White flag is in the air. 1 more lap for Mike Thorne in the 55, having a great run in this opening qualifier. Zach Bleach to the inside of Adam PLAZEK.
Final time down the backstretch. Good little fight going on with Bleach, Beagle, Plazinga, and Hoskins. As off of corner 4 comes Mike Thorne to the win. 2nd place to PLAZEK. Then it's Bleach, Beagle, and at the line, Plazinga will hold off Hoskins over Huffman, Passetti, Andrus, and make that Blake Bomberry Jr. gets ahead of Kyle Andrus, who finishes in 10th.
Of course, our Thunderstock qualifiers are brought to you by Hunsingers. The Hunsingers.ca qualifiers, we've got 2 of them. Here's how race number 2 is going to line up. On the pole out of Hamilton, the 07 is Scott McPhail. Second, the 26 from Niagara Falls is Keith Dale. Rolling off third out of Binbrook, the 427, it's Smokey Tim Phelan. Alongside him from Wellandport, the 222 is Nick Mazzy. Starting fifth out of Grimsby, the 17 is Rob Disher. Sixth from Canfield, the 03 is George Grossel. Seventh from Hagersville, the 8 is Ryan Dinning. And starting in eighth from Hagersville, the 49 is Dave Bailey. Starting ninth from Ancaster, the 19 is Kyle Wirt. 10th from Hagersville, the 23 is Trevor DeBoer. 11th from Caledonia, the 21X is Mark Bazine. 12th out of Merlin, the 21 is Spencer Smolders. And rounding out the field from London, the 76 is Jamie Googe.
Starting in eighth, Dave Bailey. Last week went off early in the feature, broken rear end on the 49. Myers him down sixth place in points, but he comes back. No surprise, he's the quickest in the Carmen's Hot Laps. He's the Hot Laps hero, brought to you by Carmen Group here tonight. Hunsinger's qualifier number 2 coming to the green flag. The Asphalt Works green flag comes out. Scott McPhail had an adventure last week, Adam. He'll lead them down into 1.
I still can't get over how hard he hit that inside wall and was able to come out for the feature, and the car looked great. He'll lead the way into turn number 3 for the first lap.
Through the middle goes Dave Bailey, and he's looking for the third spot. He'll get by Tim Phelan and Keith Dale in the 26, setting his sights now on the lead pack.
Massey looking to the inside of Scott McPhail. Dave Bailey is right there at the top 3 with about 6 car lengths back to Smokey Tim Phelan and the Dale number 26.
Dave Bailey's got all sorts of speed here. He's just packing them off one by one. He's to the outside of Scott McPhail in corner number 1. He'll easily get by him and now draw away off of corner number 2 and head down into 3.
Greg, I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's not good to be this fast on this kind of racetrack this early in the night. What does that mean come feature time when the points are on the line?
That's Dave Bailey. I'm not worried.
Fair point.
He's got a sizable advantage now over Scott McPhail. Nick Mazzy right now rides in the 3rd spot. Ryan Dennings worked his way around Keith Dale for 4th. And then you've got quite a pack of cars right now, led by Keith Dale, Rob Disher. And then you've got some of the top runners like Phelan in there, and you've got Trevor DeBoer and Kyle Wirt kind of mired at the back right now.
There's not a lot they can do with George Grossel and Tim Phelan running side by side right in front. Kyle Wirt goes to the outside, slides way up the racetrack as we're at the halfway point.
It's all Brewster Baker, Dave Bailey out front over McPhail, Massey, Dinning, and Disher. Now we've got one around. It's Kyle Wirt. He's had a handful with that car here in the early laps. We wait for Jamie Gooch to go. Well, I thought he was going to fire it back up, but the Dixieland Grill caution flag will come out. Here in Hunsinger's heat race number 2. Let's send it over to Clinton Jeffrey at the VIP Suites.
Thanks a lot, Greg. We're over here in the VIP Suites, and we got a party going on here. We got the PLAZEK folks in this one. We got the V&R Recycling way down there. We got a lot of new guests here from Scotland here. Glenn Stiers and Tina Stiers' daughter Zoe is getting married tomorrow to Willow. So we want to welcome all her guests and family from Scotland here. This is their first time ever dirt track. It is wild over here, guys, and they got the best view in the house here up on the VIP balcony, guys.
Well, while we've got a second under yellow, Greg, is that official business?
Yeah, we got a black Ford Titanium BRBL 698. Your vehicle's running. Black Ford Titanium BRBL 698. Your vehicle is running.
So let's take a moment to welcome Joe PLAZEK to the broadcast. Joe, great to have you once again. Sorry it's taken this long to get you on, but things happen fast.
Well, you know what? And again, Mike Morris put the contract together, and when you offered me the kind of money you offered me, I couldn't refuse, right? So.
Yeah, I don't like. Is that why Greg and I don't get paid tonight?
I heard we were paying.
Hey, how important is it to bring your team, to bring your employees, to bring your mom to the racetrack? You know, from a business standpoint and from a personal standpoint, Joe.
You know what? You just can't do enough with this to, cultivate business, right? Like, it's all part and parcel to just keeping your name up front and everybody, bring the guys out. Everybody, the name just keeps rolling all night, right? there's a PLAZEK in every heat race almost.
Well, you're not wrong. We're going to go back to green flag racing here, and we will get back to the conversation as the night goes on.
Back we come to the Asphalt Works green flag. Dave Bailey, that huge advantage that he had racked up has all gone away. Scott McPhail will follow him into one, but he has nothing for him as mid-pack George Grossel has some issues, and a few drivers need to scurry out of the way, and one goes into the wall.
Mark Bazine tagged the backstretch wall pretty hard back there off of turn number 2. That car very slow rolling down into 3. You can see the left front does not agree unless he's got all the wheels cranked to the right, and we're having a hard time getting this qualifier going. So Joe PLAZEK, over the course of the week, we had some opportunity for the fans to chime in, and I'm not going to go in order because some of these questions are interesting, and one of them I think is better for the start of the conversation. But Dave Murdoch, if Joe could pick any type of vehicle to race in nowadays, what would it be? A dirt modified, a 360 Sprint, NASCAR Canada, or something completely different?
Well, I think I'd go for the Gusto. I'd go 410 Sprint. I mean, go big or go home, right?
What was it for you? And the other thing, I want to talk about entry-level racing, because you did that as well. What was more exciting, getting a win at the entry level, or the excitement just showing up at the racetrack, or rolling in with the big hauler the many nights that you did to adoring fans?
Well, I think the big thing with any racing is you always want to be the best, right? You want to be the guy. And I think, the late 90s when I think we won 18 races in 96 or 7, and, that was when it was the pinnacle of the whole deal, right? Like anything is good, but the last few years was the best.
Would you go back to dirt? Is dirt where it's at?
Oh, yeah, dirt's definitely where it's at. I mean, I did a CASCAR stint in 2002. It was okay, but still dirt is where it's at.
I don't understand this question, but I'm hoping you will.
Oh, no.
It's from Graham Shurton.
I know that guy, yeah.
Would Mrs. Laidman be disappointed with your math skills when you pitted on lap 29?
Yeah. Well, actually, Mrs. Laidman would be really mad at my dad because he was the one that called me in on lap 29. So
this was a fuel mileage stop.
It was a mandatory stop. It had to be made after 30. Dad called me in on 29.
Oh.
Our plan was to make a green flag stop, and it was going to work perfectly. And we had the race hands down. We just talked about this in the booth over there in the suite just earlier. We had the race won, and Dad called us in one lap early.
Do you remember the races you won more than the races you didn't win?
Yes.
Good. All right, back to green flag we go.
Dave Bailey again takes off from the field.
He's pretty good at these WG Truck Center restarts, Greg.
That he is. Watching Ryan Denning, and Trevor DeBoer make contact there as it looked like Trevor DeBoer may have brushed the wall on the backstretch. As they come off of corner 4, we'll look on the outside. I don't see anything damaged on the 23. Well, they got awful close down there as the 8 and the 23 continue door to door.
Yeah, those tires are a little bit pale on the outside edge of the 23 of DeBoer.
2 laps left to go, says Carter Long atop the flag stand. It's all Dave Bailey. Nick Massey having a good run right now in that second spot, holding down that pretty firmly, but the challenge is on for third as Trevor DeBoer in the 23, one of the stout top competitors in this division, working his way through the field methodically as we come to the Mobil 1 white flag.
Kyle Wirt working his way back through the field as well after earlier problems in turns 1 and 2. He races door-to-door with Rob Disher as Dave Bailey half a straightaway advantage on the final lap down the backstretch.
Well, the Carmen's Hot Lap Heroes going to pick up the checkered flag in Hunsinger's Plumbing Heat Race number 2 for the Middleport Mechanical Thunderstocks. Dave Bailey, your winner at the line. It's going to be Nick Massey over Scott McPhail. Then it's Trevor DeBoer and Ryan Denning, your top 5. Kyle Wirt, Rob Disher, George Grossel, Tim Phelan, and Spencer Smolders complete the top 10.
There's a prime example of a guy that can read the racetrack. Dave Bailey he knew it was going to be fast. He knew it was going to be tacky, so I'm sure there's a little extra stagger in that thing, and he smoked him.
Yep, he's pretty good at his craft. And very quiet about it. You got to appreciate Dave Bailey, the way he approaches this game.
Strickland Brantford Chevrolet Crate Sprint Car Division heading out onto the racetrack for qualifying heats tonight. 33 cars in total. These qualifying heats brought to you by DJD Racing Graphics. And I want to thank BRAEMAR Buildings again and PLAZEK Auto Recyclers, tonight's race night sponsors. Bike night, so a lot of kids are going to go home happy tonight, taking home a brand new bicycle courtesy of a number of our teams, fans, sponsors that sponsor this bike night.
Tonight's going to be a tough one to qualify. 33 cars. We're going to send some cars home. Here's how they line up in heat race number 1 for the Strickland's Brantford Chevrolet Crate Sprints. On the pole from Georgetown, the 2M is Steve Murdoch. Alongside him from Brantford, the 88, Lance Erskine. Row 2 on the inside. From Kitchener, the 50 LS is Adrian Staley. Alongside him from Baden, the 2 is Travis Hofstetter. Starting 5th from Dorchester, the 1 is Holly Porter. Starting 6th from Ancaster, the 26X is Campbell Baker. 7th from Ancaster, the 51 is Trevor Young. 8th out of Roslyn, the 4K is Jamie Kay. And rounding out the field from Ohsweken, the 28T is Cam Thompson.
9 cars, 8 laps the distance as they come to the WG Truck Center start and restart zone. The attention of Carter Long atop the flag stand.
There was some conversation at the drivers' meeting about the starts and restarts, that they've been a little bit ragged. Drivers were told to stay in line until the green comes out, then they can pull out a line. Things got close between Murdoch and Lance Erskine in turn number 1. Murdoch out in front. Erskine settles into second.
Erskine, the winner 1 week ago. Top 6 here in these qualifying heats will transfer to the A-main. The rest will go to tonight's last chance showdown. I think the Crates are the only division with a B-main tonight.
Side by side, the battle for the second spot. Adrian Staley in the 50 LS almost didn't qualify last week, but man, he has a lot of speed when the track is grippy, Greg.
That he does. He's running strong right now in that 3rd spot, right behind Lance Erskine. Travis Hofstetter, nice little run for him in the 4th spot. You've got Campbell Baker and Holly Porter in that white and purple number 1. Those are the final transfer cars. So Trevor Young right now, the first of those cars on the outside looking in. Well, my correction, there will be a B-main and the Thunderstocks as they canvass the lineup.
Top 3 spread out fairly evenly. As they have a gap on Hofstetter in the 2. I talked to him after the drivers' meeting to say he's been running very well this season. Great improvement for Travis Hofstetter.
Definitely is steadily improved, and that's all you really want is that growth chart to continue to go upwards. You don't want that downhill slide or that little dip. Travis Hofstetter continually getting better, and here he is running in the 4th spot as they come to the Mobile 1 white flag.
Last time around, Steve Murdoch took the lead early in this one, held on to it the whole time, got a little bit up out of the groove there in turn number 2, but he's got a big enough cushion. He's going to hold on and take the win in heat race number 1. Lance Erskine 2nd, Staley 3rd, 4th to Hofstetter, 5th to Baker. Then it's Holly Porter, Cam Thompson, Trevor Young, and Jamie Kay.
First of 4 qualifiers completed for the Strickland Brantford Chevrolet Crate Sprint Car Division.
Heat race number 2 lines up like this. On the pole from Temesford, the 14 is Larry Gledhill. Alongside him from St. George, the 69K is Ken Hamilton. Row 2 on the inside. From Hagersville, the 24K is Kiana Teal. Starting 4th from Ancaster, the 16X is Keegan Baker. Starting 5th He visited Slack Lumber Victory Lane. He was in the top 3 last week. From Stony Creek, the 24A is A.J. Lewis. To his outside from Mossley, the 3S is Austin Rose. 7th from Six Nations, the number 20. It's the Iceman, Johnny Miller. And rounding out the field from Wainfleet, the BS 39 is Brett Stratford.
Kenna Teal, one of those drivers in the Carmen's Hot Lap session that laid down a quick lap, 14.959 for the 24K machine. She's been doing a nice job. Another one of those drivers continually moving upwards in the ranks, laying down another quick lap for Kenna Teal.
She embraces the speed. Speed is not an issue. Every time Abby's drone flies down the front stretch, I think something's come off one of the race cars.
The exact same way. Keegan Baker down to the inside of Ken Hamilton as they roll through 3 and 4. Larry Gledhill, meanwhile, out in front. Larry had his struggles last week to get into the A-main after what I believe is 2 weeks in a row of winning his heat. So he's back where he's more comfortable.
And look at A.J. Lewis and Brett Stratford stuck in the back of this one. A couple of drivers who were at the front of the field last Friday night in feature action as Stratford. That's an ugly slide job he just made on A.J. Lewis. A little bit there.
Part of what's going on right now as we're watching from the tower. Whoa, Ken Hamilton goes out to the outside of corner 4 there. I was about to say, is this a very narrow racetrack right now, and I'm sure we'll hear from Clinton Jeffrey shortly with the Case IH track report, but this is not the typical wide Ohsweken you're used to right now.
Look at Kiana Teal with a crossover move on Brett Stratford. No fear out of that girl. I thought she was going to deliver a slide job back. Good for her.
A.J. Lewis, he was on the concrete last week, running in the second to last spot right now. That's how tricky it is to work through this track right now and how close this division is as well.
And that's how much fun the division is. Brett Stratford has been a dominant force in this class for a couple of years, and Kiana Teal is wheeling, driving wheel to wheel with him, putting up a great fight.
Good battle right now between these two drivers. That's the 4th position being contested. As the Mobile 1 white flag comes out for Larry Gledhill, who's got young Keegan Baker on his tail tank.
Baker closing in, he's going to run out of time. But Joe, I've got a question for you. Do you ever remember closing in on a driver who you thought, they shouldn't give me much trouble? And then they do. They just battle you harder than you expected.
Well, you know, you always have a certain guy that you have to be careful of, right? And there's probably 3 or 4. So you got to know who you're racing. And I had drivers tell me that they said, well, when they told me on the radio you were behind me, I knew you were going to do nothing stupid. So I don't know if that was a compliment or what it was, but and that come from Kenny Tremont actually at Syracuse in a 358 race. He said they told me you were behind me, and I knew I was okay.
Well, and that's pretty cool. I can remember drivers. You and I sat here and talked to the names of Will Cagle, Murph Treichler, Alan Johnson, Danny Johnson, Bob McCready. But then I remember drivers that weren't so well known, like Chuck Akulis and Jeff Capisser. They could all win a heat on a given night or come. Like, I only remember 1 or 2 cars that were really not a factor.
Believe it or not, Chuck Akulis was really, really good. There was a lot of really, really good guys. I mean, you know, I got to see, well, we talked about that earlier, about how many guys were at Canandaigua on a Saturday night when I first went there. There was 10 or 12 guys that were named guys that could win the race. So, yeah, it's... but, yeah, you build a repertoire of people that you know you can put the car inside them, you know you can go outside them. Then there's some guys you just go, no, I'm not going there.
We won't ask for names, Joe.
You can if you want, but I'm not going to tell you.
Okay. Heat race number 3 lines up like this. On the pole, the 72 from Wainfleet is Tanner Podwinski. Alongside him from Ohsweken. And I screwed up the hometowns already. Larry Gledhill's from Bancroft now. That was last heat. Let's get back to heat number 3. Brian Nanakoke on the outside of the front row in the 9C from Ohsweken. 3rd from Simcoe, the 14B is Broden Weiler. 4th from Thamesford, the 45 is Curtis Gartley. Fifth out of Binbrook, the 11W is Jeremy May. Sixth from Rockwood, the 94 is Ryan Fraser. Seventh from Peterborough, the 8 is Curtis Connell. And eighth from Cortland, it's Tom Pelazzari.
Asphalt Works green flag is out on heat race number 3, brought to you by DJD Graphics. Has a little trouble there for Broden Weiler. Hops the rear end of the car out there in corner number 2. Gathers it back up. Continues wheel to wheel right now with Jeremy May.
Jeremy May down low. He's been doing a great job. And that Matco Tools Allure sponsored number 11. He gets up there into the 4th spot, leaving Ryan Fraser and Broden Weiler battling side by side.
Little 3-car fight going on from 4th on back to 6th. Those are all transfer cars. On the outside looking in is Tom Pelazzari in the 5, the 8 of Curtis Connell. Again, 6 cars will transfer to tonight's A-main.
Curtis Gartley in the 3rd spot in that 45 got a little bit squirrely in turn 2, loses some ground. But how about Tanner Podwinski, that 72? He's been quick just about every night this season.
Flexing some muscle right now for Brian Nanakoke. 3rd place, Curtis Gartley. He was our Carmen's Group hot lap hero of the night. He laid down the quickest lap in hot laps in that 45 machine. So the veteran showing everyone how to get it done. He's running in the 3rd spot right now.
Dottie Creek, the sponsor on the wing in the 45, Curtis Gartley. Cars spread out just a little bit. Jeremy May gets a great run into turn 3 behind Ryan Fraser, but the car pushed up the racetrack just a little bit. He'll regroup and try again. He's entering the corner low, but the car just won't rotate for the driver of the 11.
2 laps left to go. Top 5 have broken away, but that 6th and final transfer spot's kind of within reach now for Tom Pelazzari and Curtis Connell. So they're not done yet.
Broden Weiler in the Ohsweken Speedway, number 14, doing a good job out there in that transfer position. He's got to turn one more competitive lap here, Greg, and he'll be locked into the feature.
Tanner Podwinski leads him through 3 and 4 for the final time checkers out. So Podwinski will get the win over Brian Nanakoke. Then it's the 45 of Curtis Gartley, Ryan Fraser, and Jeremy May. Broden Weiler will lock it into the A-main over Tom Pelazzari and Curtis Connell. Those 2 will go to the B-main tonight. So 3 of the qualifying heats done for our crate sprint car division. 1 more to go.
Heat race number 4 lines up like this. On the pole from Beamsville, the 27 is Nico Hansen. Alongside him from Port Colborne, the 5D is Jacob Dykstra. 3rd out of Cambridge, the 44 is Connor Ross. 4th from Hamilton, the 78 is Darren McLennan. Starting 5th from Jerseyville in the 53, he had problems in practice earlier on as Logan Schwedick. Starting 6th in the 74 from Rockwood, it's Rob Neely. Rolling off 7th from St. Thomas, the 52 is Jesse Costa. And rounding out the field from Waynfleet, the 85C is Cam McKinnon.
I just got a question asked of me for Joe. Todd Wilder asked, how did the PlayStation sponsorship come to be?
I had a representative for the car trying to get sponsorships in Cascar, and he approached PlayStation, and they signed on for, unfortunately, 1 year. We wanted the 2nd year, and that kind of took us out of Cascar. But I guess our loss was Don Thompson's gain, because when he lost all his equipment up in Quebec, he bought my whole team and kept racing. So it worked out in the end, I guess.
Everything happens for a reason. How about a Case IH track report? Let's go to Clinton Jeffrey.
Well, not now. We're going green. You got to come back to me.
I'm okay with it. Get out there. We do as we're told around here.
Top 6 to qualify here. 1 car not making the call.
Logan Schwedick probably had problems in practice.
One of these drivers will go to the B-main. Everyone else will advance. Through the WG Truck Center start and restart zone. The green flag from Carter Long. We're back at it with Jacob Dykstra leading heat race number 4 down into corner 1.
Jesse Costa with a big move to the inside. He'll pick up the 3rd spot going down the back straightaway at the opening lap.
Dykstra leads lap 1. Hansen holding down that 2nd spot. Good side-by-side battle by the veteran Jesse Costa in the 52 and the rookie Darren McLennan in the 78. He's got some company in another veteran, Rob Neely.
Darren McLennan certainly improving behind the wheel of that 78 machine. Rob Neely applying the pressure, but out in front, it's all Jacob Dykstra. Here comes Jesse Costa looking for second.
Costa down low in that D&O towing, number 52, getting by Hansen in the J&E recovery ride as they go down into corner number 1. Nico Hansen not letting the 52 get away.
No, he's certainly not doing a great job in that 27 machine. Is now Cam McKinnon closing in on Connor Ross for the final transfer spot, that battle for the 6th spot.
Dykstra, Costa, Hansen, Neely, McLennan, and Ross right now are the top 6. So Cam McKinnon trying to get by that white 44 of Connor Ross, get himself into the A-main, but time running away from him right now as there's going to be just 2 to go this time by for leader Jacob Dykstra, is about to have some company.
Jesse Costa closing the gap, running that inside in the 52. Few carlings back from Dykstra in the 5D. He'll poke his nose to the inside in 1 and 2.
Here comes Costa down to the inside. The Mobile 1 white flag. He's there on Dykstra. They go down into corner 1 another time. Final trip around. Costa moves up the track, as does Dykstra.
Costa's got a lot of wing cranked into that 52 machine. One more opportunity to get it done. Not going to happen. Dykstra for the win. Costa comes home second.
Hansen's going to grab the 3rd spot. Neely 4th. 5th will go to McLennan. And at the line, Cam McKinnon is going to get by Connor Ross, who will have to go to the B-main tonight.
He chased him that whole race. Finally got the opportunity he needed.
Well, guys, here's your Case IH track report down here in turn number 4. It is still very moist down here on the bottom. You can see we can move it around with our feet. Still very slick, but you got to get right down on the bottom. Right here in the good grooves, though, lots of bite here, lots of bite. And up on the top, it's not going to chunk off. We will see the sprints blow that right off throughout the night as we get ready to go with our installation mini stocks, guys. But the track looks great. They're telling me they don't need to work it. We are golden for the evening, guys.
Starting lineup for heat race number 1, brought to you by Halnor Mechanical. On the pole out of Paris, the 79 is Steve Miller. To the outside, Graydon Lyons from Cambridge in the 32L. Stephen Boverhoff is one of the top 3 in hot laps tonight. He's from Wainfleet in the 00. He'll start 3rd. Mike Sarantakis out of Smithville in the 6X goes 4th. Bill Pearsall in the 38P rolls off 5th. 6th will be Mason Anderson out of St. Catharines in the 4A. Starting 7th is Jeff Elslager from Linden in the 11J, and Wade Thorne from Waterford in the 46 goes in the 8th spot. 9th is going to be Mark Deagle from Hamilton in the 12. Dusty DeBoer from Hagersville in the 23 will start in 10th. In the 11th spot from York, car number 9 is Tim DeBoer going from the 12th position. John Luback out of Port Colborne in the 14L. And you've got Austin Etzel out of Cambridge in the 15 tonight. And Ryan Hiller is back this evening for his first time in 2025. He's from New Hamburg in the 21H. He'll start 14th. He's the 2023 mini stock champ. As we are underway, and they all go down the backstretch looking for Graydon Lyons.
Look at DeBoer on the outside in that 23 machine. I think he passed 4 cars that lap, make it 5.
Goes to the outside of Steve Miller looking to get to the front. Tim DeBoer in the 9. He was our Carmen's Hot Lap hero tonight. And that purple machine, he laid down the quickest lap of all the mini stocks, but right now he's mired deep in this one.
Bill Pearsall out in front. What was the track record, Greg? Because this track's pretty sporty right now. He turns a 21.066. Mike Sarantako's up on the high side in that number 6. DeBoer to the inside, 3 wide into turn number 3.
20.486, so they're not there yet. Bill Pearsall out in front by a country mile over Dusty DeBoer, Mike Sarantakos, and Jeff Elslager. Then you've got Mason Anderson right there. Now Tim DeBoer has worked his way up to the 6th position.
They were about 4 wide coming off of turn number 2. They've whittled that down to 2 wide through 3 and 4 as we're halfway through this qualifier. Pearsall still well in front. Hasn't been able to crack the 22nd mark. He's at 21.002.
28 entries tonight. All cars will qualify. No B-main needed for these Instant Insulation mini stocks. It's all Bill Pearsall right now, completing lap number 5 in this one with 3 laps left to go in the Halnor Mechanical qualifier number 1.
DeBoer to the second spot, but Jeff Elslinger not letting him get away in that number 11. Elslinger trails him down into turn number 3, shadowing the line.
Dusty DeBoer, Jeff Elslinger, good side-by-side battle going on right now for that second position. Dusty on the bottom, Elslinger on the outside. Then you've got Mason Anderson and Tim DeBoer completing the top 5 now. Mobile 1 white flag is out for Bill Pearsall, who's almost got a full straightaway advantage. Oh, troubles for Jeff Elslinger in the 11J, and he's got cars bearing down on him.
Sarantakos to the outside as Elslinger drops like a rock through this field. Now it's come back to life in that 11 machine.
Checkers out. It's all Bill Pearsall. He'll pick up the heat race win over Dusty DeBoer, Mason Anderson, and Tim DeBoer. Steve Boverhoff will get the 5th spot over Wade Thorne. And it's going to be John Lubeck. Braden Lyons and Ryan Hiller completing the top 10. Clint?
Guys, I got a bit of a dispute here. So Jeff Elslinger sent me a message this week, and he is showing a record lap from last year of 20.467. 20.467. He says, hey, I hear a lot of talk about track records. Maybe I've got it. So, Tommy, you got some work to do there. I'm going to send you the info. Could have a battle over the fastest mini stock record.
Halnor Mechanical qualifier number 2 onto the racetrack. On the pole out of Stratford, the 54. That's Christopher French. Jason Tolton out of Guelph in car number 1. He'll start 2nd. Rolling off 3rd from Brantford in the 44. It's Doug Erskine. And going from 4th, it's Tristan De Silva from Waterdown in the 01. Starting in 5th, the defending champ from Dundas in the 32. It's Jillian Hills. And going from 6th, John Jansen's in the 66. Nick Erskine from Brantford in the 64 will roll off in the 7th spot. 8th will be Jeremy Cooper. He's from Chippewa in the X. Going 9th, it's Alex Riley out of St. Catharines in the 17. And to his outside, this year's Art Hill Memorial winner from Niagara Falls, the 5K, Ken Hare. Starting 11th, it's Alex Klotz out of St. George in the 26th. 12th spot, Rodney Rutherford from Waterdown in the 24R. Brendan LaFrancois from Niagara Falls in the 24 starts 13th. And the pinball, Mike Giberson from Caledonia starts 14th.
Jillian Hills immediately to the attack when the green flag flew, but Doug Erskine able to fend her off through 1 and 2. Tristan De Silva with a good run down the back straightaway in that Jib-sponsored number 01.
Off of corner 4 they work. It's all Jason Tolton, Tristan De Silva to the outside of Christopher French now. Oh, French, something goes wrong right up into Ken Hare and John Jansen's. And that is going to put us under the Dixieland Grill caution flag.
I don't know how that didn't result in a rollover. When you slide sideways, so we roll under yellow here. Special appearance up in the booth by Spencer. Give us some instructions on how to improve some of the audio when we talk to Joe. We'll give Spencer a chance to get down to the trailer. You got 12 seconds, Spencer. Stop pushing our buttons. We just can't have nice things. Always nice to see Spencer, isn't it, Greg?
A couple of the drivers that were here for a pre-race autograph session behind the grandstands, Jason Tolton, Tristan De Silva. It's paying off well for them. They're out in front, 1 and 2 right now. Doug Erskine rides in that 3rd spot. John Jansen's, who has kind of caught up in that mess along with Ken Hare. Will slot into the 4th and 5th spot. And the mobile 1 white flag comes out as we'll get back to it in the second and final qualifier, brought to you by Hellnor Mechanical. Again, thanks to BRAEMAR Buildings and PLAZEK Auto Recyclers for bringing us tonight's bike night here at the Big O.
Field doubled up on the back straightaway, 1 lap in the record books. You notice Dave seems to be in a better mood this week? What's up with that?
He had a Snickers.
Maybe. Green flag back in the air as it goes through the WG Truck Center restart zone. And the field rumbles into turn number 1.
It is hot and heavy off of corner number 2 there. They're going 3 wide, 2 deep. Ken Hare kind of in the middle of that. He'll back out of it. He'll tuck in behind Doug Erskine. And here comes Alex Riley. And behind that 5K, they've been all the talk of the town here in the last couple of weeks with all that went on with the Art Hill Memorial and then last week's feature.
Always a driver who charges to the front of the field, fun to watch. There's a lot of talent in this qualifier right there with Jillian Hills, Ken Hare, Doug Erskine, Nick Erskine. John Jansen's had a great run on the go last week.
5 laps left to go. It's Jason Tolton, Tristan De Silva. 1 and 2 again. All cars will transfer into tonight's A-main as Carter Long gets us ready with the cross flags here in this final qualifier for the mini stocks.
Halfway through this one is the 2-Speed Motorsports number 1. Jason Tolton leads the way. Ken Hare closing in on Tristan De Silva. So is Alex Riley in that 17. Look at the speed Riley gets off the turn. But Ken Hare got a little bit loose.
Gathers it back up as they come across the stripe. 3 to go for Jason Tolton. Over to Silva, Hare, Riley, and Doug Erskine having a really good run in that 44. Good to see.
Doug's been doing this a long, long time in that 44 machine. His son Nick right behind him. Jillian Hills battling to the inside in that 32. 2 laps to go.
It's all Jason Tolton. He's been the dominant force in this qualifier in that car number 1. It's a good battle for the second spot. Tristan De Silva has it. Here comes Ken Hare and Alex Riley. They'll make it 3 wide into 3.
No problem for Tristan De Silva. He likes it up on the high side anyhow. Ken Hare with a good run through the center of the corner. He'll nose out in front with that second position as the white flag flies.
Final time down the backstretch for Jason Tolton. He's pretty much got this locked up, but it's that second spot that's still hotly contested as they come to the checkered flag. Jason Tolton can coast to it from here. Second will go to Ken Hare. Then it's going to be Alex Riley. And then Tristan De Silva, Nick Erskine, your top 5. Doug Erskine just outside of the top 5 and 6. Jillian Hill 7th. And it was Jeremy Cooper, John Janssens, and Brendan LaFrancois completes the top 10.
How did Nick Erskine leapfrog that whole pack of Doug Erskine and Jillian Hills? And I didn't see that happen, but good result for Nick Erskine. Joe, I think we asked you this. Did you ever drive a sprint car?
No, I did not.
Never even, never turned a lap.
I think I told that story last week, or last time I was here. My wife told me if I drove a sprint car, it was over. And I said, maybe I should have drove the sprint car. I don't know. Well, just to call her bluff, eh?
I think she meant it.
Yeah, I don't know. There's been a lot of things she has said that has not been true.
You can't take these words back, you realize.
They live forever.
They're on YouTube now.
So what you're saying, we're live and it's recorded.
Exactly.
Well, right. You know, Joe, I did my piece there in the booth, and the first person I saw was Sue standing watching the TV and listening to every word you were saying. So good luck.
Well, get back over there and get her on. Do an interview with her, will you?
Actually, that might be entertaining right about now.
It would be real entertaining.
Sue, tell us everything Joe lied about.
PLAZEK Auto Recyclers heat race number 1 on the racetrack for the Cool Kids Ice and Water Core Pack Merchandising Sprint Cars. On the pole out of Tilsonburg, the 17X. That'll be Corey Turner to his outside. From Thamesford, car 7, Eric Gledhill. Inside of the second row from Beamsville, the 88H, that's Josh Hansen. And to his outside, D-Dubs, Dylan Westbrook from Scotland, the 47X. He was your Carmen's Hot Lap hero tonight in that 47X winner 1 week ago. Starting in the 5th spot from Cheektowaga, New York, the 94 is Todd Hoddick. Lining up 6th from Beachville, car 5, DJ Christie. Starting in the 7th spot from Tonawanda, New York, the 7NY, that is Matt Farnham. Rolling off 8 from Caledonia, the 0C is Cole McDonald. And going from the 9th spot from Dunville, the 46 is Kevin Pauls. 9 cars in qualifying heat race number 1. Brought to you by PLAZEK Auto Recyclers, and Kevin Pauls with problems on the backstretch as they're trying to get that 46 machine fired, and he is coming up lame so far in corner number 3. 25 cars in total here tonight. I believe they will start all 25. Yeah, all transfer is what it says on my race pass, so we'll go with that.
I can explain that while we're under yellow here waiting for Kevin Pauls. We have a bit of an unofficial policy, guys. If we have 1 more car, we will start them. If we have 2 more cars, we will run a B-main. So there's potential to start 25 in this division and 29, I think, in the minis tonight.
Do not turn to the left, Kevin.
Yeah,
it looks like chocolate.
Take the long way.
Looks like chocolate pudding down there in the infield. There was a lot of rain here this week. Here we go. 8 cars will take the Asphalt Works green flag off of 4, and we are underway.
Eric Gledhill with a good launch out in front. That DNO towing number 7, Dylan Westbrook, trying to battle with Corey Turner in the Mobile 1 17X.
It's all Eric Gledhill in that DNO towing number 7 machine. Right behind him, Dylan Westbrook in the 47X. Not much more we could say about him. He's been dominant. He was the quickest in hot laps again tonight. And he's in that 2nd spot, chasing down Eric Gledhill.
Matt Farnham making a little bit of contact with Cole McDonald as he makes a move in 3. DJ Christie and Josh Hansen swapping slide jobs around the racetrack.
Good back and forth battle between these cars. DJ Christie edges ahead of Hansen that time at the line. They'll go down in 1 and 2 and follow similar lines down into 1 and 2 and come out about the same distance apart.
Eric Gledhill doing a great job out in front, turning laps faster than the 47X, and Dylan Westbrook extending that advantage.
3 laps to go for Eric Gledhill out of Thamesford. And that 7 machine, and he's one that's held a quick time here at Ohsweken over the years. In fact, going back to the 360s, it's Sean Evans that has the track record, but right before that, a few weeks before, it was this guy, Eric Gledhill, that had the track record. He can lay down some lightning fast laps.
He knows how to go fast, that's for sure. Mobile 1 white flag in the air for Eric Gledhill. He's led from the drop of the green flag. Dylan Westbrook just less than half a straightaway behind, but no chance for him to catch Gledhill if Gledhill's car doesn't break, and it does not.
Win goes to Eric Gledhill over Dylan Westbrook. 3rd at the line is going to be Corey Turner, then DJ Christie, Josh Hansen, Matt Farnham 6th. 7th will be Cole McDonald. 8th, Todd Hoddick. And, of course, the DNS for Kevin Pauls. So there's your winner of PLAZEK Auto Recycler Heat Race number 1, Eric Gledhill. Good to see Cole McDonald get all the laps in there after the problems he had last week.
Yeah, absolutely.
To get that car fired. 1 qualifier in the books, 2 more to go. Our final 2 heat races of the evening before we go to the B-mains. And we'll need them for the Thunders and the crate sprints tonight. Here's how they'll line up for PLAZEK Auto Recyclers Heat Race number 2 on the pole from Mount Bridges in the 45. It's tricky. Nick Sheridan. Going 2nd from Scotland, the 87X. Skylar Evans from 3rd position. The 2023 champ from Stevensville, 71, is Mike Bowman as we have a look on board with Nick Sheridan tonight. We'll ride along with him. Going from the 4th position from Dunville in the 15, it's Ryan Turner. And going 5th from Caister Center in the 11 is dad Jamie Turner. Starting sixth from corner number 2, the Ohsweken flyer, Glenn Stiers. Starting in the 7th spot from St. Williams, the 21 is John Burbridge Jr. And going 8th from Wainfleet, the 22 junior, is Alan Galetta. So 8 cars, 8 laps. PLAZEK Auto Recycler Heat Race number 2. Looks like everybody made the call. And again, we'll have a chance to watch the Sitting Bull Tires onboard camera with Nick Sheridan, and he'll go from the front row. Over the WG Truck Center start and restart zone, and the Asphalt Works green flag is out. Nick Sheridan heads down into corner number 1 as your leader, and here comes young Skylar Evans into the 2nd spot. Mike Bowman down to the inside of Evans, slides up in front of him, back down to the inside. Evans took a look. He'll look now to the outside on 1 and 2.
Evans doing a nice job out there, not intimidated at all by Mike Bowman, who's seen a lot of success. Well, Jamie Turner in that 11 machine also doing a good job out on the racetrack.
It's all Nick Sheridan, winner a few weeks back. The Empire Super Sprints, huge. First 360 win at Ohsweken Speedway. Of course, he has one on the road, but got that one out of the way. And again, Nick Sheridan has been the talk of the town really since the Nationals last year. He was so good all Nationals weekend, and he's carried that momentum over here into 2025.
Glenn Stiers trying to make a move on Jamie Turner in that 11 machine. Turner's been up to the challenge. Stiers unable to get around the 11. Couple of drivers with a lot of years under their belt.
2 laps left to go for Tricky Nick as he leads them across the line over Mike Bowman, Skylar Evans, and Ryan Turner right now. The top 4, Jamie Turner with a nice 5th place run.
Oh, Stiers almost clips the back end of Turner going down into turn number 1. White flag being displayed one more time around for Sheridan.
Sheridan's caught the back of the pack. He can see Alan Galetta. He'll go up on the back tail tank of his car off of corner number 4 and come off the corner to pick up the win in PLAZEK Auto Recyclers Heat Race number 2. It'll be Mike Bowman 2nd over Skylar Evans, Ryan Turner, and Jamie Turner is going to grab the 5th spot over Glenn Stiers, John Burbridge Jr., and Alan Galetta. One more qualifier left to go for the Cool Kids Ice and Water Core Pack Merchandising Sprint Cars. 8 more cars, 8 laps before we go to our B-mains for this evening. Week number 3 for points for this division after having the month of May off. 2 because of the World of Outlaws, 1 due to rain. And then we had the Empire Super Sprints. No points tabulated for the Cool Kids Ice and Water Core Pack Merchandising Sprint Cars for that event. And then next week they'll get a week off as well as the Southern Ontario Sprints are here with a standalone event. 3rd qualifier lines up like this out of Hamilton. In the 19D, it's Alan Downey on the pole. To his outside from Freelton, the 12DD, Darren Dryden. 3rd starting spot from Ohsweken, the 77T, it's Tyler Palace. And from the 4th position from Binbrook, car number 9, the Live Wire, Liam Martin. Starting for 5th out of Ohsweken, the 68 is Aaron Turkey. 6th starting spot, also from Ohsweken, the 77E, is Ashton Van Every. Going from the 7th spot from Port Lambton, the 28K Tate O'Leary. And from the 8th spot from Interkip, the 84L, is Mike Lichty. Alan Downey's looked good this year.
Yeah, and he was fast as well in practice, 2nd quickest. How about Aaron Turkey getting married today?
Oh, that was, yeah.
Yeah, had their wedding ceremony before the races.
She let him drive a sprint car, huh? They got married. Huh.
Yeah,
I don't know your wife, so it doesn't really matter to me.
I don't know what that was all about. Yeah, you know what? I could have went on to sprint car racing. Who knows?
I just like to stir the pot when it doesn't really involve me.
I'll back you up, Joe. She met him. He was already a sprint car driver, so she didn't have much. Madison didn't have much choice.
Thank you.
Asphalt Works green flag up in the air. Alan Downey leads him into one.
Slides up in front of Darren Dryden for the top spot. The top two with a gap over Liam Martin. Dryden with a slide job on Alan Downey.
Back he goes on the bottom, and Downey leads the lap. Wow, that was narrow. Dryden's still right there. Good back and forth between these two. Trying to join the mix now is the live wire, Liam Martin.
Wasn't it Dryden and Alan Downey who had an epic battle for their first crate sprint win down at Merrittville?
You might be right on that one. Whoa, Liam Martin had a handful there off of corner four. He's trying to chase the top two down right now. All these drivers right now, former crate runners.
Someone's engine sounded like it laid over. Tate O'Leary in the 28. What do you think, Spencer? Can we go wide open? Man, oh man, these things sound fast.
Mobile one white flag about to come out for Alan Downey. He's put some distance now on Darren Dryden, Liam Martin, Tyler Powlis, and Ashton Van Every, the top five.
One final time through 3 and 4. He's going to close in on Tate O'Leary. He'll keep his car down to the inside. Alan Downey for the win. Darren Dryden comes home second. And it's Liam Martin, Tyler Powlis with Ashton Van Every rounding out the top five.
Aaron Turkey 6th, Mike Lichty 7th, and Tate O'Leary 8th. And that concludes all of our qualifying heats for the night. Those 360 qualifiers, again, brought to you by PLAZEK Auto Recyclers, one of our two race night sponsors here tonight. BRAEMAR Buildings also supporting tonight's bike night. Want to welcome the folks from Cormark. They're here enjoying a night at the races, and VNR Recyclers over in the suites tonight, as Clint mentioned earlier on.
How about getting all the heats done within an hour? And they talked about it in the drivers' meeting. Said, hey, we're going to hustle things along. Please cooperate. Mother Nature, we don't know if she's a race fan tonight or not. But the teams did a great job following the boss's instructions and getting things rolling. And it's time for the Middleport Mechanical Thunderstock B feature event. 4 cars transfer. That means 3 cars are going home. On the pole from Thorold, it's Go Fast Teeple in the 11. Second at Niagara Falls, the 26 is Keith Dale. Starting third from Welland, the 96-0 is John Overholt. Fourth from London, the 76 is Jamie Googe. Fifth at the Six Nations, the 13X is Bello General. Sixth from Caledonia, the 21X is Mark Bazine. Rounding out the field from St. Catharines, the 99 is Rob Murray. Looks like Bello General has elected to go to the back. Joe, when's the last time you failed to qualify for a race? Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do. Actually, it was like 99 or 2000 at Rolling Wheels, and cars were getting long in the tooth. I hadn't kept up, and we just kind of went. We put an engine in and went to try it, and we ended up not making the main. Well, when I got back to the motorhome, Susan said to me, "You can't dabble at this. You either got to be all in or you got to get out." And that was it. I went Cascar after that, but I never went back to the Bitcoin.
That's wild. And I tell the story once in a while. I've only been to Canandaigua maybe 3 times in my life, 4, but I was there your last night, though.
Yeah, that was a night. I thought there'd be some questions on that night.
We covered it last year.
Yeah, we did.
We can do it again if you want to, but I don't.
No, we don't need to go there unless somebody else doesn't want to.
Keith Dale out in front of this one. It's the best we've seen that 26-car run. Go Fast Teeple right on his heels, but Rob Murray in that 99. He's just a powerhouse in these cars.
He had problems in the qualifier a little bit earlier on. Not used to seeing him in the B-main, but here he is challenging for the lead. And Go Fast Teeple had a good fast car last week, got tangled up in a bit of a mess. You see the 11 back at it here with Mark Bazine running in the 4th and final transfer spot.
Dale and Teeple will race side by side for that 2nd position. Bazine getting things fixed up in that 21X, so he's in the show as it stands right now. Man, John Overholt, I talked to him before the race. He says, boy, maybe 3rd time's the charm. But it's not looking good. He's just on the outside looking in right now.
Three laps left to go in this Middleport Mechanical Thunderstock B-main. 4 cars trying to find their way in. John Overholt right now is the one car that's the closest to that transfer spot, trying to track down Mark Bazine. He can see him, but he just can't get there.
It's about 12 car lengths, almost half a straightaway right now as we're within 2 laps of the end of this one. Bazine's a pretty hot shoe. He's a good driver.
Holding down that 4th spot. Coming to the Mobile 1 white flag. It's all Rob Murray as expected out in front. Go Fast Teeple in the 2nd spot. Keith Dale showing lots of speed here in that 3rd position. And Mark Bazine's got to hold on one more time in that 21X.
Final time down the backstretch. Rob Murray with the lead. Pitches the car into turn number 3, comes off the 4th corner, and he'll see the checkered flag in the air. He's going to win the B-main. Go Fast Teeple comes home 2nd. Keith Dale 3rd. And taking the 4th and final transfer spot is Mark Bazine. John Overholt on the outside looking in. Bella General and Jamie Googe. Their nights will be done.
More B-mains still to come for the Strickland Brantford Chevrolet Crate Sprint Car Division. There'll be 9 cars and only 4 will transfer.
Tough night for sure for the Strickland's Brantford Chevrolet Crate Sprints. On the pole for this B-main out of Ohsweken, the 28T is Cam Thompson. Alongside him from Cortland, the 5 is Tom Pellizzari. Starting 3rd from Cambridge, the 44 is Connor Ross. 4th from St. George, the 69K is Ken Hamilton. 5th out of Ancaster, the 51 is Trevor Young. 6th from Six Nations in the 20, it's the Iceman, Johnny Miller. Starting 7th from Peterborough, the 8 is Curtis Connell. Starting 8th from Roslyn, the 4K is Jamie Kay. Scheduled to round out the field. From Jerseyville, the 53 is Logan Schwedick.
I got another one for Joe from Jim Clark. He says, with the different makes of cars that you raced, Joe, was there one that was better than another, or were all pretty much the same? And he says, when he sold a car to another team, like, did you sell some to Sweeteners Plus? He asked, did they supply the buyer with some setup notes? So 2 questions there, kind of.
You know what? Some cars can be really, really good. Some cars can be really a pain, and it doesn't matter who made it. Sweeteners we sold most of the whole team, and they were smart enough guys. They didn't need no setups.
Were you happy for them, or a little frustrated when they won Syracuse with your car? Oh, Cam Thompson with a problem in the 28.
That'll put us under the Dixieland Grill caution flag.
To answer that, I was happy for them. I offered to come to Syracuse. I wanted a little bit of dollars to come down and help them. I couldn't. I didn't understand because they said no. I thought, you know what, it'd just be a given. To them guys, money was nothing, right? So I thought, you know what, it'd be good to have me. They didn't care. So, but yeah, they did very well with the cars. Doug Hoffman said when he was asked about the car, he said the car's not that special, but the engine's awesome.
Well, guys, here in turn number 3, tough break for Cammy Thompson. Something has let go in the rear end here, Jack. It's dragging on the ground. You can see the rails pretty much. Cammy, what happened, man?
I don't really know. Went into one and felt the left rear touching the ground, so guess we're done for the night.
Tough break for one of the hot shoes here in this crate division, and it is dragging on the ground. He will need a hook up from the back, so looks like something has let go one of the torsion stops, guys. So basically the rear suspension has failed him here.
Yeah, that happened to Connor there earlier this season. It was the bird cage on the left side. And thankfully it was on the left side and not the right side.
I'm surprised he says he's done for the night. Well, I guess this is the B-main.
Sorry, guys, I want to show you. Right in here is where all the problems are. So this bar is not holding the weight anymore, and it looks like he has broken the bird cage off, Adam, as you said. And no suspension here for Cammy Thompson. He'll be hauled back to the pits, guys, and tough break.
Everything looks to be where it should be, but it except for the car sitting on the ground.
You know, Adam, it's like a splined kind of torsion bar, right? And I think one of the splines slipped because I had the same issue as you. I didn't see anything broken or misplaced or out of place, but I do think a spline spun there, and that has slipped the rear end out of alignment for him.
Well, that changes things up a little bit. Still, the top 4 cars are going to transfer. That puts Connor Ross on the pole in the 44 alongside Tom Pelazzari in the 5.
So they'll take another lap around at least here. They're going to get Ken Hamilton in the right spot.
Hadn't talked much about Johnny Miller. He struggled in his heat, pulled off early. Not sure what's wrong with the 20J of Johnny Miller out there, guys, lining up in 6th, but he's got a bit of work to do.
And a top runner in this division. Same with Logan Schwedick. So Johnny Miller's car came up lame in the heat race. Logan Schwedick, that car quit in practice, and he didn't make it out for his heat race.
Back to the WG Truck Center restart zone. And we're back into the green flag. Connor Ross will lead them down into 1.
Ross out in front by himself, leaving Tom Pelazzari to try to fend off Trevor Young and Logan Schwedick. They battle side by side. Schwedick to the inside of Pelazzari in 3 and 4.
Finds an opening on the bottom. He'll take the 2nd spot away from Pelazzari. Pelazzari, though, is back to the inside. He'll skate all the way up the track right into the path of Johnny Miller. The Iceman had to bite the brakes hard. Now he'll work to the inside of the 5 as we got a challenge for the lead.
Logan Schwedick to the outside of Ross, down into turn number 1. He'll take the top spot. Ross will settle into line. Trevor Young running 3rd. Johnny Miller 4th in that transfer position. Tom Pelazzari is the outside looking in.
9 laps left to go in this. Top 4 to transfer. So it's Schwedick, Ross, Young, and Miller right now, the transfer cars. But Pelazzari got a good run off of 2 there, trying to keep pace with Johnny.
That's the battle to watch. Johnny Miller has the spot. Trevor Young has a little bit of a cushion over that 20 machine, and Pelazzari in the 5. He's going to pedal as hard as he can, but he's got Ken Hamilton closing in.
It's all Logan Schwedick out in front in the 53 over Connor Ross, Trevor Young, Johnny Miller. Hamilton now with that 5th position over Pelazzari. As they work it down the back stretch another time. This time it'll be cross flags. We're halfway home in the final qualifier of the night.
6 laps down, 6 laps to go as Trevor Young closing in on the 44 Connor Ross. He'll have a look to the outside. Johnny Miller got into some bumps there in 1 and 2. That looked like a rough ride for the Miller number 20.
Logan Schwedick has checked out on the rest of these drivers. Here comes Young to the outside of Connor Ross down into corner number 1. Swings it to the outside. They'll continue wheel to wheel down the backstretch in this battle for the 2nd spot.
I messaged Connor between races, and I said to him after the heat, look, everybody else looks like their wings are pitched much higher, so they're going to get a lot more bite. And he said, I can't get mine any steeper than it is. I think that's hurting him with speed in that 44.
Almost a half a track lead now for Logan Schwedek. That's how hooked up he is right now in that 53. Trevor Young has the second spot at the line that time over Connor Ross. Johnny Miller has caught these two. There's a bit of a gap now between he and Ken Hamilton, who's the first car that's about to load it up on the trailer.
Trevor Young has now cleared the 44 Ross. Johnny Miller closing in that 20 machine. They have no way to know they've got half a straightaway on Ken Hamilton in the 69.
Mobile 1 white flag is out. Logan Schwedek's already halfway down the backstretch. Trevor Young in the line now. As the final four to the feature will lock in, it's going to be Logan Schwedek, the winner.
Schwedek with a commanding victory in that B-main. Trevor Young going to bring home the second spot. And it'll be Connor Ross with Johnny Miller taking the final transfer position.
So Ken Hamilton, Tom Pellizzari, Jamie Kay, Curtis Connell, and of course Cam Thompson, who ended up on the hook, will all be done for the evening.
Joe, your kids raced go-karts and then they raced motocross, didn't they?
Yes.
How much did you enjoy watching them race, and how?
Oh, I still enjoy watching them. I mean, Michael does some enduro stuff right now, and I love it. Love the motocross. Didn't like the injuries. Yeah, the go-karts were good. The only problem is we did the karts while I was still doing the mods, and I thought the go-karts would be fun, and I seen dads lapping valves in between races, and I was like, wow. So we did okay at the karts. We just couldn't spend the time at the karts as you need.
It definitely is. It does require time to be invested. Let's take a break on GeForce TV. When we come back, it's going to be bicycle giveaway time.
Looking for a new race or cargo trailer? Welcome to Kemp Motorsports. Kemp Motorsports specializes in top quality race and cargo trailers from United, Wells Cargo, and Hallmark. From our best-selling Rev Series up to custom 53-foot goosenecks and stackers. We have a huge selection in stock or ready to custom order. With top brands, great selection, and over 30 years experience, stop by and see why Kemp Motorsports is your #1 race trailer dealer. Find us online at kempmotorsports.ca.
A home you love. A business that endures. It takes your vision, your hard work, and your dedication to bring them to life. The right tools help. Case IH truly understands your vision and what you need to achieve it. That's why we build the equipment, the local dealer and service network, and the data and tech you want today and tomorrow. Because we don't just build our equipment to work. We build it to work for you. Case IH, built by farmers.
For over 80 years, Libro Credit Union has been a trusted financial partner. Today, as a 100% Canadian-owned credit union, we offer all the products and services you'd expect from a traditional bank, but with a personal, community-focused approach, investing back into the people, local businesses, and communities we serve. Bank local, support local, loyal to local.
It all started for us at the racetrack, from dirt to water. We have continued to keep the adrenaline and drive to make sure that we are always in the forefront. We are driven to give our customers the absolute best in service, products, and memories with your family. No matter what your passion is, whether it's on the water, in the dirt, on the snow, or on the road, we will always be here welcoming you over and over again through the doors here at Lockhart's. You're not just a customer here, you are part of our team.
Farmall. 100 years of can-do. 100 years of milestones. 100 years of family. Generation after generation, its legacy lives on. The one for all since 1923.
Freshstone presents Friday Night Excitement here at Ohsweken Speedway, brought to you by BRAEMAR Buildings and PLAZEK Auto Recyclers. Let's go down to Slack Lumber Victory Lane. Clinton Jeffrey with our Top Gun Award winners.
Thanks a lot, Greg. I got Jesse Cost here. As we're at our Lockhart's Odyssey K&M, by the way. Jesse, we always say it's always a good night when you can start your night out taking home with the boss's money, some of Nathan's cash as the Ackland Insurance Top Gun Award winner. But what does it really mean? Does it mean anything? Does it count for anything? Does it give you confidence? Does it start you off on the right foot, or is it just don't matter?
Oh, it's just good to know you have some speed in your car for the night. But, yeah, just thanks to Nate for the money, not only for me, but for everybody else here at Ohsweken Speedway. Happy to take it back to him.
We look at the track. It looks like there's a bit of a, not really cushion, but a bit of rough stuff up there a little bit. Is that something you like, Jesse? Would you like to see it polished straight to the fence?
I like when there's a little bit to run on the top. Should be a good race. Going to be pretty fast tonight.
Good luck, Jesse.
Thank you.
Jesse Costa, he will be our Crate Top Gun Award winner. And now over to his teammate, Eric. Eric, you looked really quick tonight. You know, you and Corey go off that start. You take it off into one. Your car just seems real aggressive, man. It looks good tonight. What does it mean for you to take home Nathan's cash?
Oh, it's amazing for everything Nathan and Ashley do for us. He puts back into the track just tenfold. It's awesome.
How do you feel about a track like tonight? We got a bit of chunk up on the top. We got some tacky grooves in the middle. Is it something you're happy with?
Oh, yeah, this is my kind of track. Use the horsepower. It's going to be fun. It'll be an exciting race tonight.
All right, good luck tonight, Eric.
Thank you very much, guys.
Eric Gledhill, he will be our Top Gun Award winner. You can head on over there, Eric. Guys, just want to mention we got to thank Lockhart's for all they do here at Lockhart's Odyssey. This Can-Am Defender is such a huge help for us. Our TV crew uses it to get set up. We chase wrecks with it all week long. It's been amazing, and all night long, obviously, too. Hopefully we're not chasing too many. Thanks, Lockhart's, for all you do. Thanks, Nathan Ackland from Ackland Insurance for our Top Gun Award winners. And thanks to you fans for being here. Greg, it's all yours, buddy.
Got to welcome Tom and Michelle Gray from Pellsburg, Pennsylvania. Is that? Oh, sorry. Whose handwriting is that? Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And they're here supporting DJ Christie tonight. So welcome to Tom and Michelle Gray from Pittsburgh, or that other town that I made up.
I like the made-up one.
Well, it's hard when the T's aren't crossed. It looked like L's. What else am I supposed to go on?
Pillsbury. I get it. I see what you did.
Is that like Pillsbury? If I press your belly, will you make the sound?
I double dog dare you.
No, thanks.
Oh, there's some signs. I love signs. BS number 39, we got a Brett Stratford fan, a Tricky Nicky Sheridan fan. That's cool. Happy birthday to Johnny Cecil. And a story from Dusty DeBoer. The 23 mini stock had an axle brake trying to go out for hot laps, got it changed just in time to get out for the heat. Pulling into the pit after the heat, the replacement broke. Got another one from De Silva's and put that in. Think we found what was bent, making them loose. Hopefully it makes the feature. So Dustin DeBoer said, can you please thank the De Silva's from the DeBoers for helping us out in the mini stock race? Yes, we can.
Just got to make mention, $1,000 so far in the 50-50 draw.
Guys, I had to come over and show you this Strickland's Pace truck. Rick, give it to us again. If someone wants to buy one of these trucks, what is it, and where can they buy one?
Well, this is a 2025 Trail Boss. Pretty much stock, actually. It's loaded up good. We've got some track tires on it, that's all. But got our two guys from Strickland's are hanging around in the front side of the spectator side over there, so they can talk to them about it. And happy to see everybody at Strickland's, and nice to see a pretty good crowd tonight, by the way.
Rick, couldn't you be doing something better on a Friday night than hanging out with us? You need to find a date. You had any good dates lately, Rick? I told you, I'm going to tell you, Rick's single, guys. He drives nice cars. He's got all the hookups. Any nice ladies out there, look him up, Rick.
Have a nice night.
Thanks, you too, buddy. But seriously, Strickland's does a fantastic job, gives us gorgeous pace trucks every single year, and we appreciate all their help. So we are getting ready to rock here.
I know someone that looked good in that passenger seat. He's about 6. How tall are you, Adam? 6, 4, 5, 8.
You know, I should just forward my therapist bills to you.
Did you hear that, Rick? He's trying to set you up with Adam.
I don't.
Was he got good food?
Adam's got food. Yeah, if you want a date and good food, Adam's your guy. I'll give you that. All right.
I got to give a birthday shout-out to Eliza Everett's 10th birthday. You're celebrating with some friends, so happy birthday, Eliza. Take another quick break and be back as features start getting lined up here at the Big O.
Introducing the Fleet lineup by CargoEase. Our commercial and Titan Series slide come with weight capacities of 1,500 to 3,000 pounds and features HDPE Ultra Ply Deck, a 1/4-inch rubber mat, 8-inch aluminum side rails, a patented spring release T-handle, and L-hook fasteners. This is the CargoEase Fleet lineup.
At WG Truck Center, we fix trucks. We don't just change parts. Maintenance, repairs, frame straightening, and custom builds. Everything happens right here. A high-performance team focused on serving local Canadian business, always looking to add talent to make us even better. Need parts? Need a rig? Need services? The local shop that does it all. WG Truck Center. Everything you need for your diesel truck.
After World War II, my grandfather was diagnosed with cancer, and our neighbors guided my father through his first few years after my grandfather died. This year will be my father's 50th crop. He always reminds me that without the help of our neighbors, there would never have been a first. My name is Randy. I'm a farmer, and I make the best damn tractors in the world because I owe it to my neighbors.
Case IH, built by farmers.
Freshstone presents Friday Night Excitement here at Ohsweken Speedway. Let's send it down trackside again to Clinton Jeffrey.
Thanks a lot, Greg. We got the Thunderstocks getting lined up in the pits. They've been given their 1-minute warning. They're heading out now. I want to send a shout out to all the race teams and sponsors that jumped in on our bike night tonight, and all the kids going home with new bikes here tonight. We love that. Thanks so much. I got to send a shout out to 2 groups watching back in Thorold. First off, we got everybody down at Overtime Pub. They're having watch parties on Friday, so if you can't get out to the track and need some good wings, get up to Thorold and check out Martin Polehill and Cassie's place, Overtime Pub. They're watching us here tonight. We love it. They put on the big screens and serve us great food. The other thing I got to send out is all the T-Max Bar and Grill crew hanging out at Merrittville tonight, watching us on the big screen by the campground. We appreciate you being here with us. We wish you were here with us, but save a cold one for me, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
What a fantastic sunset we've got going on the back stretch here. Bright glowing orange over there. Nice to see the sun on a Friday night. We haven't seen it very often here as of late, but nonetheless, great night for racing. First feature heading out onto the racetrack. Tonight brought to you again by BRAEMAR Buildings, PLAZEK Auto Recyclers. And again, we got Cormark and V&R Recyclers. Cormark having a night at the races, V&R in the suite rental. And if you're a company that would like to have a fun night out at the racetrack with your company and all those hard-working employees you have, and you want to do some team building, a night at the races or even a night over in the VIP suite is one that they'll remember, and you can really do some team building through there. If you want to know more information, go to our website, ohswekenspeedway.ca, and go to the contact page. Get a hold of Mike Morris. He can hook you up and become a sponsor here at Ohsweken Speedway. First feature of the night out of the racetrack. It'll be the Middleport Mechanical Thunderstocks. 20 laps will be the distance. 24 cars in total in the lineup tonight.
And here's how they line up, Greg. On the pole from Keister Center, the 41 is Adam PLAZEK. Starting second out of Hamilton, the 43 is Kyle Andrus. Third from Caledonia, the 55 is Mike Thorne. Fourth out of Brantford, the 13 is Casey Huffman. Fifth from Binbrook, the 427 is Tim Phelan. Sixth from Hamilton, the 07 is Scott McPhail. Seventh from Harley, the 37 is Rob Hoskins. Eighth from Hamilton, the 62 is Brian Passetti. Ninth out of Grimsby, the 17 is Rob Disher. 10th from Wellandport, the 222 is Nick Massey. Starting 11th from Hagersville, the 49 is Dave Bailey. 12th out of Canfield, the 03 is George Grossel. 13th from Hagersville, the 8 is Ryan Dinning. 14th also from Hagersville, the 93K is Mike Plazinga. 15th from Port Robinson, the 108 is Zach Bleach. 16th from Ohsweken, the 24 is Blake Bombury Jr. 17th from Ancaster, the 19 is Kyle Wirt. 18th from Hagersville, the 23 is Trevor DeBoer. 19th from Berlin, the 21 is Spencer Smolders. 20th from Victoria, the 84 RK is Ryan Beagle. 21st from St. Catharines, the 99 is Rob Murray. Go Fast Teeple from Thorold in the 11. Keith Dale in the 26 from Niagara Falls, and the 21X from Caledonia is Mark Bazine.
First feature of the night underway. They're already 3, make it 4 wide off of corner number 2. Dave Bailey was on the bottom of that. Oh, Rob Disher and Ryan Dinning just tucks it in. Wow, that was close.
Close quarters racing for sure, and Mike Thorne going to lead lap number 1.
I hope we got a great shot of that on the Duke Electric camera perch down at corner number 3 so we can see a replay of that. That was some close quarters racing. They're doing it again. Ryan Denning in the middle of this. There he is in the bottom. Now he's in the middle in that black 8.
Denning all over the action here tonight, and look at who's in the second spot already. It's Dave Bailey behind the wheel of that 49.
Mike Thorne out in front. This is a Mike Thorne track here tonight. Very fast, tacky, lots of bite. And he's been fast since the hot laps. Here he is. He's got Dave Bailey to his inside.
I would love to see Mike Thorne in Slack Lumber victory lane. First, second, or third. I think it's been a little while.
Oh, problems for Rob Disher as the 17 machine will head to the pit area early in this one. Still lots of great racing action going on from 4th on back. Oh, Casey Huffman into Nick Massey, and then Spencer Smolders into Huffman. That could have been a whole lot worse than it turned out. And now Adam PLAZEK with problems. He'll pull off on the back stretch.
What a tough break for PLAZEK after starting up front. Peels it down into the infield. Looks like his night is done.
Battle for second is on now. Rob Hoskins to the inside of Mike Thorne. Put Hoskins into the number 2 spot. It's all Dave Bailey out in front in this battle for the second position. Tim Phelan's working in the 4th spot with Kyle Wirt behind him. And now Zach Bleach has parked his car on the outside of corner number 2. And that may put us, yes it will, under the Dixieland Grill caution flag. 4 on the board. And, well, no. Well, there's some confusion here. It says 14 to go on race monitor, 5 complete on the board. I'm going to go with race monitors. The board's been having some lagging issues.
I trust race monitor. Let's have a look at this replay of Casey Huffman and Nick Massey getting together off of turn number 4. And look at the cars go by as they slide up the racetrack.
So Dave Bailey 1 week ago had problems. The rear end broke in that car, and he headed to the pit area early, and that put him down a little bit in the point standing, so he had a bit of a better starting position with the handicap system this week. Ryan Beagle, last week's winner, had to start deep. He's still outside of the top 10, and we ride along on board in the Sitting Bull Tires onboard camera.
Look how comfy he looks in there. Just sitting back, having the greatest time. And on the straightaway, you don't get the best view, but you get what the driver sees. Once they get down into the banking, you can really see what's going on ahead of them.
Fantastic shot there. So it is 14 laps left to go. We have completed 6 here in this Middleport Mechanical Thunderstock feature event. Field doubles up. Dave Bailey chooses the outside here on this restart. Thorne in the second position. Coming back to the WG Truck Center restart zone to the asphalt works green flag from Carter Long atop the flag stand.
Zach Bleach makes it out just in time. And we're back under green with Dave Bailey out in front, Rob Hoskins and Mike Thorne battling for that second spot.
Kyle Wirt to the inside of Mike Thorne. He's got Tim Wirt right up the track. Came close to making contact. Don't believe he did with Rob Hoskins. Good close racing. They're 4 wide meanwhile at the flag stand. We're back into the caution again for Mike Klazinga, last week's runner-up. Parked that Monte Carlo to the high side.
Well, he got punted pretty hard. He's feeling the steering right now to see if things are twisted up in that 93K. I'm not sure if we'll get a replay or not. Rob Murray, I believe that's a flat left rear on the 99. That's an expensive night, a couple of flat tires for Rob Murray. Let's have a look at the replay in turn number 4. Kyle Wirt comes up on Rob Hoskins, but behind them, Scott McPhail slid up the racetrack. I believe there might have been some contact that sent him up there into the Mike Blazinga 93K.
So one more lap clicked off the board, 7 complete. Dave Bailey, Rob Hoskins, Kyle Wirt, 1, 2, and 3. So waiting for the lineup. Give us a chance to look at the Carmen's upcoming event calendar here at Ohsweken Speedway. In just a moment. Next Friday night, June 27th, Southern Ontario Sprints are here, along with the Crate Sprints, Thunderstocks, and Mini Stocks, brought to you by Case IH and O'Neill Farm Equipment. Then in 2 weeks' time, it's the Northeast Late Model Alliance. Vintage Modifieds here with the Crates, Thunders, and Minis. The 360s are off that night, brought to you by Club 54 Racing and Blast All Equipment. Then on July 11th, don't want to miss this one, that's for sure, the Summer Sprint Showcase. $5,000 to win for the 360 Sprints. Crate Sprints, Thunders, and Minis on that night. That's July 11th. And then July 18th, Gales Auto Aftermarket and County Line presents the Gales Cash Blast. That's always a big night as well. 360s, Crates, Thunderstocks, and Mini Stocks. OhswekenSpeedway.ca for more information at your Carmen Group track calendar.
Just want to add one addition to that, Greg. We talked to Doug Leonard. We are going to run the Brock Leonard Memorial on July 4th. So a couple of big weeks coming up for the Thunderstocks. Quick note on Adam PLAZEK. Broken rear end in the 41. Tough break for him on PLAZEK Auto Recyclers night. He's back in the pits, guys.
Back we come to the WG Truck Center restart zone with Rob Hoskins restarting in the second spot. Dave Bailey choosing the outside line on this restart, and they'll fan out 3 wide as Kyle Wirt jumps to the inside in that white number 19.
Rob Hoskins in the middle in the 37. Mike Thorne up high in the 55. And look at Ryan Dinning in the 8. We talked about him a little earlier. Not necessarily for the wrong reasons, but not for the right ones either.
Rob Hoskins with a handful that time off of corner 4. That's going to gather up Ryan Dinning, Trevor DeBoer, and somehow they all came out of that.
Wow.
It's still going on.
Oh, Smolders, McPhail.
Heads up. Oh, Zach Bleach nearly clipped the bales down there in front of the Duke Electric camera perch. That started on the front stretch and ended on the back stretch.
We almost had a Cousin Eddie moment at the Porta-John. Well, that got exciting. Spencer Smolders' car all tore up.
So 12 laps left to go in this one. Another one clicked off that time around. Kyle Wirt now will find himself in the second spot as Rob Hoskins had a handful on that restart. Let's watch the replay. Well, this is the end of it on the backstretch. And Zach Bleach took evasive action, or the Duke Electric cam perch there was going to be a goner. Well, the bale's in front at least.
Yeah. A battle of attrition. But this is very common when you have a faster racetrack. Joe, you can chime in on this because we talked earlier about how this was going to be a racy track tonight. But when there's more bite in the track, drivers who aren't always fast come feature time have a lot of speed because there's a lot of grip out there for them. And you can wind up with these kind of situations where there is a lot of contact going on.
Well, another thing that happens is that the chassis don't play as big a factor. When the track slicks up, the guys with the better chassis always run faster. Right now, guys that don't normally run the speeds, the track makes up for it, right? So they get to dice and it up, mix it up a little bit up in here.
Which is fun to watch to a point.
Fun for the fans.
Yep.
Back to the Asphalt Works green flag. Bailey and Wirt now restarting on the front row. Again, Bailey choosing that outside line. He is the leader. Wirt in the second spot. Here comes Trevor DeBoer now in the 23. He's into the top 3, and very quietly, Ryan Beagle now is in the picture. Ryan Denning gets it without losing a lap.
And he came back on in a hurry as we ride on board with Ryan Beagle. Sawing on that steering wheel, but look at such a relaxed grip on the wheel for Ryan Beagle.
Great shot, the Sitting Bull Tires onboard camera. Halfway home in this one. 10 in, 10 to go in our first feature of the night. It's the Middleport Mechanical Thunderstocks. Trevor DeBoer stuck the nose on the 19 of Kyle Wirt. Wirt will hold down that second spot right behind them, looking for another podium finish. It's the big dog, Ryan Beagle, tracking him down.
If you look about halfway back through the pack, 3 wide on the outside, it's Mike Klazinga in that 93K. Trying to come back after being involved early in a caution. He is just about into the top 10.
It's all Dave Bailey right now at this point. 8 laps left to go as he leads over Kyle Wirt. And then it's Trevor DeBoer, Ryan Beagle, and Rob Hoskins holding on to a top 5 right now. Zach Bleach still in that 6th spot. Oh, a little contact between Casey Huffman and the 427 of Tim Phelan. Phelan gathers it back up.
Phelan didn't lose any ground, still battling on the inside of Mike Thorne. Casey Huffman lost a few car lengths. Whoa, Phelan gets sideways down into turn number 1. Hey, remember that time I wondered if Dave Bailey was too fast in this heat race and he was going to lose that speed for the feature?
I was just going to let that go, but since you mentioned it.
I think I told you he can read the racetrack.
That's right. That's right. Ryan Beagle to the outside of Trevor DeBoer. A great 3-car battle for that 2nd spot.
Trevor's been able to stick the nose in a little bit on Kyle Wirt down on 1 and 2 a couple of times, but hasn't come out ahead in that one. Kyle Wirt holding down, and really right now you look at the top 4 drivers. These have probably been, if you look at average finishes overall, these 4 have been the best 4 in this division, even though Kyle Wirt right now not running full time. These 4 drivers have been the cream of the crop.
Go Fast Teeple in the 11, Greg, you're absolutely right. Go Fast Teeple pulls down to the infield. His feature event is done. We're less than 5 laps to go to the finish. And you're right, different orders, but this is basically the cast of characters. And then you look at 5th all the way back through 10th. Those are all the drivers that are just that close.
Yep, right on the verge. Here comes Beagle to the outside of Kyle Wirt. Track maybe coming a little bit more here to Ryan Beagle as he works that outside line, but he's run out of time. If he thinks he's going to catch Dave Bailey, it's 2 to go.
2 laps left as he clears Kyle Wirt on the high side. Kyle will drive back to the bottom of the racetrack down into 1 and 2, but can't keep the car down. Slides up in front of Trevor DeBoer.
So far this year, if Dave Bailey has finished the race, he's gone to Slack Lumber victory lane. He's got 1 more lap to do it again. Ryan Beagle is in 2nd place, but he's got a lot of ground to make up.
Down the back straightaway the final time. Dave Bailey has Ryan Denning right in front of him after Denning made a pit stop earlier on. He'll clear him to the inside. Dave Bailey going to take home the win. Ryan Beagle comes home 2nd. Kyle Wirt narrowly holds off the 23 of Trevor DeBoer to finish 3rd.
DeBoer 4th, 5th, Rob Hoskins, 6th at the line, Zach Bleach. 7th will be Mike Thorne. 8th, Mike Klazinga. 9th, Tim Phelan. And Casey Huffman with a good top 10 run. There's your winner. Number 49, Brewster Baker. Dave Bailey picking up another win here tonight, and he continues to go toe-to-toe with Dylan Westbrook as the winningest all-time driver here at the Speedway. And Dave Bailey That's his 46th win, so he remains at the top of all drivers in the history of this track. Dave Bailey has the most wins with 46 after tonight's win here tonight. Ryan Beagle second, Kyle Wirt in the third spot as Lone Wolf Fireworks will light up the sky as Dave Bailey will pick up his third win of 2025. Clinton Jeffrey in just a moment will catch up with the winner down in Slack Lumber Victory Lane. As Dave gets unbuckled from that Queenston Chevrolet Gibbs Action Sport number 49. He puts the window net down. He'll come out and talk to our Clinton Jeffrey.
Thanks a lot, Greg. He's back in Victory Lane. Guess who's back? Back again. Bailey has done it. Dave, you guys keep swapping these battles back and forth. You and Beagle tonight. The track seemed a bit more to your style than Beagle, who likes it slick. But Greg, just remind us, you're still the winningest guy around here, even more wins than Westbrook. That's kind of cool, no?
Yeah, it is. It's awesome to go on that list and keep winning heat races too, I guess. And just too bad that the ones that we don't win, we don't finish, because when he doesn't win, he finishes second. So he's still got us covered, and we still got a little bit of work to do, but good night for us, and obviously good night for him, good night for Kyle. Just a little bit sketchy there through the middle, but I don't think anything got wrecked. Just kind of took a while. So all in all, good night of racing.
Solid drive, Dave.
Thank you.
Dave Bailey grabs another win. We'll get over here and talk to the big dog, Ryan Beagle. Ryan, I know you wanted a little slicker out there, but tonight you had to work from the back. Tell us about your drive this evening.
Yeah, we missed a bunch of carnage there. I drove myself into the outside wall there with 2 to go, but can't complain. This isn't a track that I like at all, so get up to second from the back, we'll take it.
Right on. Some nights they're not going to be your way, but you still recoup.
Yeah, it's part of it, part of handicapping.
Ryan Beagle, guys, will be our third place. Sorrydale going to get over here and talk to Kyle Wirt. Kyle, come on around, man. Good to talk to you back here on the concrete. That's a good finish to your night. Obviously, you want to be 2 spots better, but still pretty darn good.
Oh, yeah, we're happy. For just running part-time, yeah, we can't complain about this. Just showing up, running third with the best of the best, and we're having fun.
Track look a bit gnarly out there. Not too bad, but a lot of bite tonight.
Oh, I wasn't gnarly at all. I was smooth, tacky, hammer down. It's hot in there, though.
Love it. Congrats, Kyle.
Thank you.
Kyle Wirt will be third. Ryan Beagle second, and your winner, once again, the winningest ever here at Ohsweken, Dave Bailey. We'll be right back live here from Ohsweken. 3 features to go.
Mobil 1 Motor Oils make whatever you drive more beautifully.
Built for a smoother, smarter, simpler season. Built to break new ground every time you break ground. Built for a higher quality harvest. Built to protect your crops with precision, while giving you precision control in the palm of your hand. With a local service network built to keep you running. Everything Case IH makes is purposefully designed to work on your farm. Because we don't just build our equipment to work. We build it to work for you. Case IH, built by farmers.
For over 80 years, Libro Credit Union has been a trusted financial partner, strengthening financial well-being. And through change, uncertainty, and opportunity, we've stood by you and with you. Join the nearly 120,000 Ontarians and over 12,000 local businesses choosing Libro, not just for banking, but for a better future. Bank local, support local, loyal to local.
Looking for a new race or cargo trailer? Welcome to Kemp Motorsports. Kemp Motorsports specializes in top quality race and cargo trailers from United, Wells Cargo, and Hallmark. From our best-selling Rev Series up to custom 53-foot goosenecks and stackers. We have a huge selection in stock or ready to custom order. With top brands, great selection, and over 30 years experience, stop by and see why Kemp Motorsports is your #1 race trailer dealer. Find us online at kempmotorsports.com.
Freshstone presents Friday Night Excitement. Tonight brought to you by BRAEMAR Buildings and PLAZEK Auto Recyclers. Feature race number 2 onto the racetrack. For the great sprints, Adam has the starting lineup.
Get a load of the starting lineup, the first few rows of this one. On the pole from St. Thomas in the 52, it's Jesse Costa. Alongside him, the 5T from Port Colborne is Jacob Dykstra. Starting third from Wainfleet, the BS39 is Brett Stratford. Fourth out of Thamesford, out of Bancroft. The 14 is Larry Gledhill. Starting fifth from Mosley, the 3S is Austin Rose. Sixth from Wainfleet, the 72 is Tanner Podwinski. Seventh out of Ancaster, the 16X is Keegan Baker. Eighth from Georgetown, the 2M is Steve Murdoch. Starting ninth from Brantford, the 88 is Lance Erskine. 10th out of Ohsweken, the 9C is Brian Nanakoke. 11th from Thamesford, the 45 is Curtis Gartley. 12th from Rockwood, the 94 is Ryan Fraser. 13th from Rockwood, the 74 is Rob Neely. 14th out of Kitchener, the 50 LS is Adrian Staley. Starting 15th, the 27 from Beamsville is Nico Hansen. 16th from Baden, the 2 is Travis Hofstetter. 17th from Ancaster, the 26X is Campbell Baker. 18th from Hagersville, the 11W is Jeremy May, who is actually from Binbrook. Starting 19th from Hamilton, the 78 is Darren McLennan. 20th from Wainfleet, the 85C is Cam McKinnon. 21st from Hagersville, the 24RK is Kiana Teal. 22nd from Dorchester, the number 1 is Holly Porter. 23rd from Stony Creek, the 24A is AJ Lewis. Broden Wilder in the 14B, Logan Schwedick in the 53. Trevor Young in the 51, the 44 is Connor Ross. The 20 is Johnny Miller.
Whoa, what a ride into corner number 1 for Jesse Costa, Brett Stratford, and the rest as the Dixieland Grill caution flag comes out, and Tanner Podwinski clips the right rear of Brett Stratford. That sends him into the bales.
Whew. And it looked like he was going to go into the bales real hard.
And Brett Stratford heads to the pit area.
Flat right rear tire, I believe, on the BS39 of Brett Stratford. Joe, did you have many moments in your career where you knew you were crashing and you had time to think about it?
Not usually. No, it's it happens pretty quick. But there was a couple times, I think, yeah, like Syracuse when they went green and there was guys coming out of the pits. You remember that one? Yeah.
I always wondered if it looked more because there were guys like Danny Johnson who were insane coming off of pit road.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Syracuse was not a good place to pit. It was not a good place to enter the track into one especially when they threw the green I was one of the guys coming onto the green, and they were letting cars out and we clipped and destroyed a car.
Yeesh.
I had time to think about that one.
Did you ever get hurt in a race car?
Nothing major, but, you know, every morning I wake up, it reminds me that I abused it.
What is it about dirt modifieds that almost everyone I can think of that raced them for any length of time have back issues?
I got a herniated disc in C6, C7. Yeah, it's just there. You know, they wanted to operate on it. My chiropractor said, let's not. And you know what? I'm glad I listened to him because I still function at 75%.
That's not too bad.
No.
With one to go at the line, you brought up, we mentioned it on our show Tuesday night. Qualifying at Syracuse was such a big deal. So I want you to get ready. We're one to go, so we're going to go back to green, but we're going to ask you about it, Joe. I know it's a bit of a laundry list, but Brett Stratford makes it back onto the racetrack, Greg.
That right rear replaced, and this is big because Jacob Dykstra leads the points right now, but just by 6 markers over Brett Stratford. Dykstra's restarting 4th. Brett, he's at the back.
Dykstra was knocked back a row for jumping the original start, so that's why he's not up on the front row again.
Back to the WG Truck Center restart zone. Jesse Costa will restart this complete. Well, it's a restart of the initial start with that adjustment, as Adam made mention to, as this field comes to life. They'll get clean through 1 and 2, a lot better than the first trip through.
Jesse Costa out in front. Jacob Dykstra up to the second spot. Holly Porter gets up out of the groove in 3 and 4. She slides towards the back.
Right now it's Costa and Dykstra racing away from Austin Rose, Larry Gledhill, and Keegan Baker. That's your top 5. Tanner Podwinski was allowed to get his spot back after that little oopsie-daisy in corner number 3. He rides in 5th.
Well, and the reason being, Tanner Podwinski was not the reason for the yellow. The yellow was called because of a jump at the original start.
It's Costa, Dykstra. And the race right now is for the 6th spot as Keegan Baker works to the inside of last week's winner, Lance Erskine. He's got Curtis Gartley, the quick time driver in hot laps tonight. Some fast cars right now just outside of the top 5.
Connor Ross pulls the 44 into the pits. His night ends early. Looking at some of the normal players that we expect to see through the field, Steve Murdoch, he's just coming into the top 10. I believe he runs in the 9th spot. Might have just picked up 8th. Nope, still in the 9th spot. But Jesse Costa out in front, and he's building an advantage over Jacob Dykstra, but there is a lot of lap traffic in his near future.
And Jesse Costa about to catch Trevor Young and Johnny Miller. John Miller, Johnny's dad, said that they had battery issues. They replaced that, and the car's okay now, but obviously he had to go to the B-main, and that mires him deep in traffic off the green flag.
Brett Stratford struggling to get through the field. He's made up a few spots after starting at the back of the field, but Jesse Costa's only a couple of cars behind him, looking to put cars a lap down.
Costa to the inside of Trevor Young right now, trying to put him a lap down. Then he's got Johnny Miller, Broden Weiler, and Darren McLennan right in his sights. Heavy traffic in front of the leader, and a narrow racetrack compared to what we're used to seeing on a Friday night.
It really is. As Jesse Costa to the outside of Johnny Miller. Johnny Miller passes him back. Trevor Young tries to pass him back, couldn't quite do it.
Wow, good racing between Canna Teal, Rob Neely, and Brian Anico. Some close calls going on there, but some good laps being turned by those drivers in a good fight deep in the field.
Canna Teal can't be intimidated. I've watched a couple of drivers try to slam the door on her tonight. She's like, no thank you, I'm here.
So Jesse Costa now will put Broden Weiler, Campbell Baker, Johnny Miller laps down as well. And right now Jacob Dykstra is stuck between those 3 lap cars and the leader. So Jesse Costa's doing what he needs to do. Get by those cars, get some distance, and just as I say that, Dykstra cleared 2 of the 3.
Austin Rose runs in the 3rd spot. Look at the angle of the top wing on Austin Rose's number 3. It almost looked like the front mounts are broken. That thing is standing straight up and down.
Leader across the stripe another time. Jesse Costa's commanded this one since the drop of the green flag, as he leads it into 3 and 4. He's got A.J. Lewis. Boy, how times change. A.J. Lewis was on the pad last week, finished 3rd. He's about to go a lap down this week.
Racing will do that to you. And Jesse Costa, his eyes have to be big, seeing that black number 39 just ahead of him down in 3 and 4. Don't look now, but Jacob Dykstra closing the gap on our race leader.
Now, race monitor saying 5 laps left to go, so that's what we're going to go with, is 5 to go. But Jacob Dykstra has caught the 52 machine as they get through this heavy traffic. Should be 4 this time around.
Jesse Costa on the inside. A.J. Lewis rolls around the high side of our race leader. Costa going to go back to the inside. Jacob Dykstra to the outside. Dykstra's right on the tail of Jesse Costa as they race into turn 3.
Jesse Costa's got to make some sort of move here quick and get by these lap cars, or Jacob Dykstra's going to make a move of his own and take the lead away. They are mired right now with no real racing room. You got May on the bottom, A.J. Lewis on the outside, Cam McKinnon in the middle.
Austin Rose about a half a straightaway behind these race leaders as Jesse Costa makes a big move there on the 11 of Jeremy May.
2 laps left to go. Make it a lap and a half for the leaders. Costa continues to lead, but Dykstra's right there, and Costa has no clue. Dykstra has not yet shown the nose, and here comes the Mobil 1 white flag.
Costa down into turn 1 and 2 to the outside of Cam McKinnon. Jacob Dykstra right behind him. Costa might have got the advantage with that lap car.
Here they come through 3 and 4 the final time. Dykstra will swing it to the outside, but Costa's going to pick up his first win of 2025.
Jacob Dykstra comes home second. Austin Rose third. Larry Gledhill with a good top 5, finishing 4th. And then 5th goes to Lance Erskine. 6 through 10, Tanner Podwinski after that scary incident at the start. Keegan Baker, Steve Murdoch, Curtis Gartley, and Logan Schwedick. What a great finish to the night for Logan Schwedick after having those problems in practice and missing his heat.
For the Brett Stratford fans out there, 16th place finish. So a rough night for the BS39 of Brett Stratford. And he'll lose more ground to Jacob Dykstra, the point leader, who comes home in the 2nd spot. So they'll park it down in Slack Lumber Victory Lane to the attention of our Clinton Jeffrey here in just a few moments. Jesse Costa driving past Victory Lane, and now he'll make it back around next time. And again, there was some confusion on the scoreboard. We have been having some lagging issues, so if you're in the stands and you're watching saying, oh, the laps don't seem right, go by Carter, the flagman, and our race monitor. And that was the 20-lap feature event. Jesse Costa will park it down in Slack Lumber Victory Lane here in just a moment, ahead of Jacob Dykstra, Austin Rose. We're going to light up the sky with Lone Wolf Fireworks. If you're looking for some fireworks for upcoming summer celebrations, check them out on Highway 54 in Middleport, the official firework provider of Ohsweken Speedway, as the DNO towing number 52 gets rolled backwards there into Slack Lumber Victory Lane. He'll get the belts off, the helmet off. Bridesmaid no more. It seems lately he's been right there in that 2nd spot, not able to get the win, but he'll get it done tonight. And he'll talk to our Clinton Jeffrey down in Slack Lumber Victory Lane.
Thanks a lot, Greg. Jesse Costa pulls out of the car here. He'll get his bucket off, come around and have a talk with us here. He was the Ackland Award Top Gun tonight, too, so that's always a good thing for the 52. How about it, ladies and gentlemen, for Jesse Costa? Jesse, solid drive here. You know, we talked about what it meant. You said you liked the track, and it was a good start and some confidence, and you parlayed that into a feature win here tonight. Dykstra was right there with you at the end. Did you have any indication how close he was in those last 3 laps?
I got held up by the lappers pretty bad, and I thought I heard him maybe out there, but I just tried to go up there and get around him. I was pretty stalled on the bottom there, and I think I heard him. But I just got to thank Nathan Ackland and Ash for putting me in the car, Ackland Insurance, DNO Towing, Legacy Holdings and the Gledhill family, Lone Wolf Fireworks, Tate's Automotive, Welders Millwrights, I'm sure, my parents, my wife. I'm sure she's watching at home with my kids. Love you. And everyone in the pits.
Great drive tonight, Jesse.
Thank you.
Jesse Costa gets it done. We'll get over here and talk to Jacob Dykstra. Jacob, not a bad run here tonight. 2nd, it's good in your points, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's good to place 2nd when you run for points. And, we've been the car to beat, I think, for all year. We've been really fast and just starting in the back, and then I gave that one away starting on the front row, just jumping the start. It is what it is. We were there at the end. We were right on them for the last 5 or so laps. There was just traffic everywhere. I couldn't go anywhere. And, I just got to thank all my crew members, Dave, my dad, Seth back home, Brian, and all the Gilletta families. And that last week for the Mahoney's letting me drive their wingless 410. That was awesome. So, it's good to be on the pad, and it's good for points. So we'll see if we can carry it on.
Right on. Jacob Dykstra will be 2nd. We'll get over here and talk to another teammate from the Ackland Racing deal now. Austin, we knew you when you were a student. Now you've gone on, grown up, graduated, and back here doing silly things with your education. But it's good to have you back. Congrats on finishing school, and got to be pretty cool when you can finish 3rd here. I know you want to be better, but it's a great return.
Yeah, it was just good to be in the fight tonight. I definitely needed that after the start of the year we had. But, yeah, it's great to be on the pad. Can't thank my dad enough, man. He worked so hard on this deal. And, yeah, I'm just proud. He deserves it for sure, man. He deserved it a lot more than me. Can't thank Nathan enough for all his support. All my teammates, the Turners, the Gledhills, the Costas. It's an awesome group to race with. Can't thank Carstar, Brantford enough. MJ Trucking, they're here tonight. It's awesome to have their support. Ackland Insurance, Black Onyx Construction, Lone Wolf Fireworks, Anderson GM, Elgin Roofing, CarStar, CarQuest, Best Way Auto Supply. Anybody I may have missed, but yeah, it was a great night. Thanks to the fans too. It's awesome.
Right on. Austin Rhodes will be third. Jacob Dykstra second. Your winner, Jesse Costa, will be right back live here on G-Force TV. From Ohsweken, we've got 2 races to go. The installation mini stocks and the Cool Kids Core Pack Sprints coming up, guys.
Looking for a new race or cargo trailer? Welcome to Kemp Motorsports. Kemp Motorsports specializes in top quality race and cargo trailers from United, Wells Cargo, and Hallmark. From our best-selling Rev Series up to custom 53-foot goosenecks and stackers. We have a huge selection in stock or ready to custom order. With top brands, great selection, and over 30 years experience, stop by and see why Kemp Motorsports is your #1 race trailer dealer. Find us online at kempmotorsports.ca.
Lockhart's Odyssey is BRP's newest marine dealer for the legendary Alumacraft fishing boats, the luxurious Manitous, and the affordable Sea-Doo Switch pontoons. Come aboard our new outdoor showroom, located here in Cortland at Lockhart's Odyssey, your BRP superstore.
Your mom got a new tractor? Yep. Can't she see in the dark? Can do. Hook up all the implements? Can do. Steer with ease? Can do. Bale hay all day? Can do. Shift like a race car? Can do. Keep a juice box cold? Can do. I'm out of here.
At Kenny Upel, we buy any car in any condition.
Instant installation mini stocks on the racetrack, 28 cars and 15 laps of distance. Here's how they'll line up on the pole at Cambridge. The 32L is Graydon Alliance to his outside from Wainfleet, the 00, Stephen Boverhoff. Starting third, the 38P is Bill Pearsall. Going fourth from Guelph, car number 1, Jason Tolton. Lining up fifth from Brantford, the 44 is Doug Erskine to his outside. Mike Sarantakos out of Smithville in the 6X. Going seventh, Dundas is number 32 of Gillian Hills. And starting in eighth at Waterford, the 46 is Wade Thorne. Starting in ninth from Waterdown, the 01 is Tristan De Silva. John Jansen's in the 66, lines up 10th. 11th is Mason Anderson from St. Catharines in the 4A. And going 12th is Alex Riley out of St. Catharines in the 17. 13th starting spots, the 14L out of Port Colborne, John Lubeck. And going 14th in the X from Chippewa, Jeremy Cooper. 15th starting spot from Brantford, the 64 of Nick Erskine. 16th from Hagersville, the 23 is Dusty DeBoer. 17th starting spot from Niagara Falls, 5K is Ken Hare. 18th spot from York is car number 9, Tim DeBoer. Going 19th out of New Hamburg, the 21H, Ryan Hiller to his outside. Brendan LaFrancois from Niagara Falls in the 24 starts 20th. 21st from Hamilton is the 12 of Mark Deagle. 22nd from Waterdown, the 24 hours, Rodney Rutherford. 23rd from Paris, the 79 of Steve Miller. And 24th is Alex Klotz from St. George in the 26. 25th is Austin Etzel from Cambridge in the 15. Christopher French from Stratford in the 54 starts 26th. 27th spot is Jeff Elslager from Linden in the 11J. And starting in 28th is the pinball, Mike Giberson from Caledonia in car number 11. Looking at tonight's ones to watch, they're in row number 2. And tonight's ones to watch brought to you by Bradshaw Brothers. Bill Pearsall in 38P and the one of Jason Tolton. They both won their qualifiers tonight and in dominant fashion. So I think they have to be two of the drivers you watch tonight, Adam.
As much as I enjoy arguing with you, I can't argue with you, Greg. And we have to send out a birthday wish. Fred Van Lingen. It's his birthday on Monday. They're watching online from down in Brighton. So happy birthday. Thanks for watching. Hope you're having a great night.
Ready to go with our third feature of the night. It's the Insta-Insulation Mini Stocks. Graydon Lions. Stephen Boverhoff will bring us to the green flag. Carter Long throws the Asphalt Works green flag, and we are on it. They're already 4 wide on the front stretch.
Nothing to see here.
Wow.
Bill Pearsall and Jason Tolton are 2 ones to watch. Going to drag race down the back straightaway with Bill Pearsall getting the better of that battle. He'll lead them off of turn number 4 to complete lap number 1.
2 things make this division so much fun. 1, their feature is only 15 laps. You've got to go when the green flag drops. 2, these cars work on momentum. You lose any sort of momentum. You lift out of the throttle, you'll lose spots. And you saw that on the start. That's why they fan out so wide.
You're right on the money there. Pearsall continues to lead. Jason Tolton hanging on to the second spot. Wade Thorne running third, trying to hold off Jillian Hills, and then it's anybody's battle behind there as they're 4 wide off of turn number 2.
Man, it is crazy right now from 5th on back. Graydon Lions holds the spot. And then you've got Dusty DeBoer, Mason Anderson, Tristan De Silva, Boverhoff, Riley, Sarantakos, you name it, they're all there as the pinball right now will take his car to the pit area.
Pearsall's car handles really well on the straightaway. He's got a lot of power under the hood of that 38 machine. Jason Tolton, I think, is cornering a little bit better in that 1 car.
Yeah, I think you're right. You really see the difference on the straightaway, and then the corner, Tolton will draw right up this time to the left rear quarter panel, and then Pearsall is able to pull away a little bit on the straight.
Pearsall's about 2 car lengths faster on the straightaway.
Good battle right now between the top 2. Tolton not able to edge ahead for the lead. Jillian Hills has done a nice job in the green flag drop. She made some bold moves on the back stretch to get to where she is right now, and she's trying to track down those top 2.
Bill Pearsall leading the way, using all of the racetrack that's out there for him. Just like he's many, many years an asphalt racer. So you go all the way to the wall on the exit of the corner and all the way back down. The car looks a little bit tight, though, on corner entry. Having a problem keeping it down the racetrack, and that's opening the door to Jason Tolton.
All problems for Stephen Boverhoff. He went way up high on 1 and 2. He'll lose a few spots there and drift back through the field. Meanwhile, here's the battle for the lead. Pearsall continuing to lead. Trying to stay ahead of that one of Jason Tolton, who's matching him step for step in the corners.
We'll be halfway this time by. 8 laps complete, 7 laps to go as Pearsall continues to lead the way. Jillian Hills closing that gap slowly but steadily every lap.
Nice little battle going on, but behind the top 2 right now, top 3 rather. You got Jeremy Cooper in the X, Wade Thorne in the 46, Alex Riley in the 17. You've also got the 9 of Tim DeBoer in that mix, and they're going back and forth lap after lap.
Fantastic racing through the middle of the pack. Up in front has been all Bill Pearsall. Jason Tolton applying the pressure. But he's got Jillian Hills to worry about now. Hills with a big run down the backstretch.
There she is right there on the back bumper of Jason Tolton in the 1. 3-car breakaway at the front. 5 laps left to settle it here in this 15-lap affair for the Insta-Insulation Mini Stocks.
Bill Pearsall and Jason Tolton both just ran their fastest laps of the race. Not good enough, though, as Jillian Hills pokes to the inside down into turn number 3. Tolton able to fight her off.
Down into corner number 1 they go another time. Pearsall's been able to extend this advantage by a couple of car lengths. Jillian Hills trying to reel in Tolton. Oh, she got a great launch off of 2 that time and really closed the gap. But the top 3 still safely out in front over that battle between Cooper and Riley for 4th and 5th.
If you watch Tolton's car, he drives it deep down into the corner, lifts the left rear tire off the track. We're going to be 2 to go this time.
Yeah, he's really carrying that car, is he not? You got a good look at it there from the Duke Electric camera perch down the inside of corner number 3 as Jason Tolton's really leaning on that car right now. 2 laps left to go. Can Bill Pearsall get his first dirt mini stock win?
He'll drive to the inside of Steve Miller down into 3 and 4. He'll try to clear him exiting the corner. He does. Mobile 1 white flag means 1 more lap to go.
Final time around. He's the unofficial track record holder unless we can straighten that out. But right now he doesn't care about that. He wants the important thing. That's the checkered flag. He's 2 corners from getting it.
And he may not win the race, Greg. Pearsall going to come home. Checkered flags in the air. Tolton comes home second. Jillian Hills in third. Jeremy Cooper fourth. Alex Riley rounding out the top 5. But Dave Hunziker, I wondered what the sign language was he was giving us from the booth, but I think Bill Pearsall is going to be docked 2 spots for jumping the original start. There was no yellow flags in that one.
No, that was it. So Bill Pearsall is going to be 3rd position. Jason Tolton, and he knew this because when Jason Tolton crossed the line, he was pumping the fist. He was celebrating already. So Jason Tolton is going to win it over Jillian Hills and Bill Pearsall.
So Pearsall still in slack lumber victory lane, just not in the center position.
As Lone Wolf Fireworks will light up the sky for Jason Tolton. He's going to pick up the Insta-Insulation Mini Stock feature win. Got a win late in 2024. Boy, he is excited down there behind the wheel of that one machine. He's got the helmet off. Let's send it down trackside to Clinton Jeffrey.
Thanks a lot, Greg. We've got his helmet off. He will get ready to climb out here into Slack Lumber Victory Lane. Get out your 50-50 tickets. We're going to give away that prize as well right after we're done with Jason. How about it, ladies and gentlemen, Jason Tolton back here into Slack Lumber Victory Lane. Jason, I got to tell a quick story. Because I've been in this game a long time, and lots of drivers tell me they're quitting on Saturday morning. And 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago, you said, I don't know what comes next. And you guys who say that are always the first ones in the pits next week. And you were that guy last week, and here you are in Victory Lane. The perseverance paid off. You got to be happy you hung it out.
Yeah, I got an amazing group of people behind me. 2 Speed Motorsports, BRX Mortgage, Tara Fegan, Big Bad Bob's Racing, ProTech Sprinkler Systems, Moonlighting Outdoor Lighting, Wilds Printing. There's a bunch of guys in the back too, Ron Logie, you know those guys. The Saturday morning after I made that post, everybody reached out, said, hey bud, whatever you need, we're getting it. Buddy Alan McNichol, he offered both his son's bone stocks to get me out. You're not stopping. So much as this is my win, it's their win too, because they kept me in it and I can't be any happier. Brian Wilson at Twisted Lions Racing too. He's the one that put the motor in, helped me. I'm out of breath, man. I didn't think I was going to win that one.
Good job, Jay.
Thanks, bud.
We'll get over here and talk to Bill. Bill, don't go away. Bill. 2 teammates here. Where are you going? I came to talk to you, Jillian. Jillian, great run. You're defending and champ here. You know, a great rebound for you after a couple of crazy weeks.
Yeah, this race was the first race that I think everything's back to normal. It feels really good. The heat race, poor Dad was wrenching on the car, changing struts for me, straightening it all back out, finding all the things we missed the last 2 weeks.
I hope your dad's happy because he was mad at me today. He almost stormed out on me. Bill, teammate here, Bill, great run when you guys come second, third.
Thank you. It was a great run. I have to thank Ponderosa Nature Resort, all the members there that I'm sure are watching on TV, my wife Leonore, and Lucas, and my brother's family, all watching. G-Force, and this man here is a great photographer, RacePulse.com, and I'm speechless.
You're good, Bill. Bill Pearsall will be third. Jillian Hills will be second. Your winner, Jason Toll. We're going to send up to the booth. The guy's got a cool replay they want to look at.
Yeah, we're going to see this restart, I believe, is the situation here.
So Bill Pearsall second on the inside. You cannot pull out a line until the green flag flies. And he clearly pulled out a line. Even if you don't go, you have to stay in line until the green flag comes out.
So that's a look at what cost Bill Pearsall the win. Nonetheless, Jason Tolton gets it. We'll be back in a moment with our final feature of the night.
At Kenny Pool, we buy any car in any condition.
For over 30 years, WG Truck Center has been a place where pride lives in the details. Every weld, every repair, every build. And it's our people that make it matter. The ones who take ownership, who work as a team, and who see the future in every truck that rolls out. It's not just a place to work, it's a place to grow while you build something that lasts. WG Truck Center, built by people who care.
Looking for a new race or cargo trailer? Welcome to Kemp Motorsports. Kemp Motorsports specializes in top quality race and cargo trailers from United, Wells Cargo, and Hallmark. From our best-selling Rev Series up to custom 53-foot goosenecks and stackers. We have a huge selection in stock or ready to custom order. With top brands, great selection, and over 30 years experience, stop by and see why Kemp Motorsports is your #1 race trailer dealer. Find us online at kempmotorsports.ca.
Back at Ohsweken Speedway as BRAEMAR Buildings and PLAZEK Auto Recyclers brings us our final feature of the night. It's for the Cool Kids Ice and Water Core Pack Merchandising Sprint Cars. Greg Kellman along with Adam Ross, Clinton Jeffrey, and our special guest announcer tonight, Joe PLAZEK, here in the booth. Here's how they'll line up for the final feature. 25 laps of distance going from the pole out of Dunnville. Car 15's Ryan Turner to his outside from Mount Bridges, the 45, tricky Nick Sheridan. Going from third from Scotland, the 47X, that's D-Dubs, Dylan Westbrook. And going from the fourth spot from Thamesford, car number 7, Eric Gledhill. Lining up fifth from Binbrook, car number 9, the Live Wire, Liam Martin. And going from the sixth spot is Alan Downey out of Hamilton, the 19D. Starting 17th, it'll be Mike Bowman from Stevensville in the 71, and going 8th from Freelton, the 12 Double D, Darren Dryden. Starting in 9th from Tilsonburg, the 17X will be Corey Turner, and going from 10th out of Scotland, the 87XS, Skylar Evans. Lining up 11th out of Beachville, car number 5 is DJ Christie. Going from 12th out of Ohsweken, the 77T, Tyler Powlis. Starting in 13th from Beansville, the 88H, it's Josh Hansen. Going 14th out of Caister Center, the 11 of Jamie Turner. 16th, make that 15th starting spot from Ohsweken, the 77E is Ashton Van Every. To his outside from Tonawanda, New York, the 7NY is Matt Farnham. Starting in 17th, the Ohsweken Flyer, Glenn Stiers in car number 0. Going 18th out of Ohsweken, the 68, that is Aaron Turkey. 19th starting spot from Caledonia, the 0C is Cole McDonald. Going 20th is Alan Galetta out of St. Catharines in the 22 Junior. Going 21st from Interkip, the 84L is Mike Lichty. Starting 22nd from Cheektowaga, New York, the 94 is Todd Hoddick. 23rd starting position from St. Williams, car 21, John Burbridge Jr. And going 24th out of Port Lambton, 28K, Tate O'Leary. And going, or scheduled to go from the 25th spot out of Dunnville at 46 of Kevin Pauls. Don't believe he's made the call for this one here tonight. 25 cars scheduled to go 25 laps the distance. And one stopped off of corner number 2 will keep us under the Dixieland Grill caution flag.
Ashton Van Every in the 77. So while we've got that moment, Joe, talk about time trials at Syracuse, because for those of us who are old enough to remember and be there, there was so much gamesmanship involved in where you wanted to line up to go out for your time trial. But there was even more than we saw.
Yeah, there was a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff. So, yeah, we'd always try to do a late time. The track was faster late. So if you were trying for the pole and you had a chance at the pole, you always wanted to be in the last 10 cars. You had to get in your slot or you would get only one lap at the end of the day. The key was to be wait till the end almost of the slot, and then you could make your time. But we used to do a lot of things with the car. We put our race gas on ice. The colder fuel was more power. Cool can in the car. We waxed the car. We would spray silicone spray on the car. Tiny increments of speed, just tiny increments of speed, and it worked. It was, pole or outside pole, usually for about 4 or 5 years in a row. So.
Exactly, and it was exciting time. Sorry, Greg. It was exciting to watch.
Exactly. Well, excited to be there, I'll tell you.
Double greens in the air, brought to you by Asphalt Works. The 360 sprint cars come to life into corner number 1. Tricky Nick to the outside of Ryan Turner.
Sheridan with the lead. Turner fighting back on the inside. He'll slide up in front of the 45 and lead lap number 1.
Sheridan back to the inside, takes the lead back. Here comes Turner looking low. Meanwhile, I've got D-Dubs right behind them. He's kind of ready to pounce in that 3rd position.
Glenn Steyer's got a little out of shape in 1 and 2. Jamie Turner was able to avoid him. That's deeper in the field. Dylan Westbrook with a problem in the 47X.
He'll coast around on the inside line, and the Dixieland Grill caution flag will come out. Well, that's different.
There is no visual evidence of a problem. Nothing is smoking. Westbrook calmly raises the visor.
Tacky tracks find weak links. I think we've seen it in every division tonight.
Right.
So the Kenny U-Pole push truck team will be on the scene to assist here with Dylan Westbrook.
So he wants his time in the pits. As I just heard race director Dave Hunsinger say, let us know when he's in his spot.
That surprises me a little bit because it was so quick, and the coast, I don't know what they could fix.
Broken gear?
Yeah, but I don't know. Try to fix that.
Yeah. Good point.
Jumped out of gear? I don't know.
Well, he's going to head back to that pit area to a very capable pit crew. Clinton Jeffrey followed him in there. And now opportunity is knocking, Greg, for one of the competitors. Not saying Dylan couldn't come back out and drive through this field and win the race, but this is opportunity for Nick Sheridan, for Ryan Turner.
And Dylan had one night last year where he had similar issues, had problems on his car, and Mike Bowman seized that moment. And in points competition, that was the only one that got away from Dylan Westbrook. So the choose cone will come out onto the racetrack. And of course, brought to you by Lockhart's Odyssey.
And rarely here is there much trickery with the choose cone. Boy, we were at Peterborough Speedway last Saturday night, and we watched drivers pick up 8 spots with the choose cone because nobody wanted the outside. Did Nick Sheridan just do a wheelie in turn 3?
Yeah, I think so. So we continue under the Dixieland Grill caution flag for a little bit longer, waiting on Dylan Westbrook to see if there's any sign. Oh, I just saw a car behind the VIP suites rolling. Here he comes. There he is. D-Dubs makes it at a corner number 3.
Well, guys, we followed them in there. We couldn't get the pictures in there, but it was a coil wire. As soon as they got the hood off, the crew started screaming, I got it, I got it. So they got him back out there. It was a quick, easy push with still a minute to go. Westbrook returns.
Joe's up here with his hands in the
I'll tell
air.
you, that's amazing. Amazing that he speculated that it might be easy.
It happened to him 2 years ago as well. He flipped the car, crashed hard in turn number 4, and they towed the car off and never gave him time in the work area, and he was upset. Like, your car was destroyed. He said, you'd be amazed what we can do with 2 minutes.
I'm amazed that he speculated that it could be fixed that quick. That's amazing.
Well, that'll be a fun show watching him come from the back at the front. Tricky Nick Sheridan in the 45, Ryan Turner in the 15.
Nick Sheridan uses that outside line and 2 to propel himself past Ryan Turner and set sail now. He's the leader on lap number 3 over Turner and pulling away. Good battle for the 3rd spot. Liam Martin, Eric Gledhill dicing it back and forth.
Yeah, Gledhill with a nice slider in 1 and 2 on Liam Martin. Martin returns the favor in 3 and 4. They'll continue to battle down into 1 and 2, but Nick Sheridan out in front and pulling away.
Sheridan off of corner 4, a little bit of sparks coming out there from the 45 machine. Not sure what happened there, but he's out in front. It might be some of that gold foil maybe that's catching my eye, but as he goes through 3 and 4, nonetheless, Nick Sheridan out in front of her. Turner, Martin, Gledhill, and the battle for the 5th spot. You've got Mike Bowman and Darren Dryden.
Little deeper in the field, DJ Cressy just threw a big slider on Corey Turner. Turner fights back to the inside, but Christie on the high side able to maintain that spot. Out in front, Nick Sheridan has arrived at the back end of the field, quickly putting moves on lap cars.
Dylan Westbrook up to the 16th spot already as he works by Tyler Powell. Now he's up to 14th. And how about we do an Oxford Hydraulics wide open while the field races at the Big O. One around a corner 4, Skylar Evans will put us under the Dixieland Grill caution flag.
Right in front of the race leader.
You can just see Ryan Turner wanting this track to blow off a little more, and so he can work some of his magic.
Well, and let's have a look at this replay. Right in front of the leader, a few cars ahead of him. Stiers does a good job to avoid it. Nick Sheridan does a good job to avoid it. Ryan Turner has won maybe, 5 races in the last 3 years, but 3 of them were sprint car nationals. Right, so if you're going to be good, the time to do it is for those big events. But he knows how to get it done.
That's what I say. He's waiting for, and it might not happen because the track's that good, but he's waiting for it to blow off a little more. So maybe there is a bottom then. He has to go to the bottom.
16 to go, and Dylan Westbrook's already to the 13th position. And this restart's just what he needs. He could use 2 or 3 caution flags here, get them bunched back up.
He was aggressive when the green flag dropped, making his moves right away. What a great racetrack, though. On a day like today where Mother Nature got involved, there were some sprinkles in the air.
That's just what I was coming out here to talk about, Adam. Joe mentioned the bottom, but it is equally good all the way to the top. There's no one spot that's got more bite or slicker than the other right now. If you have one spot, it's right here on the very bottom, but I'd be hard-pressed to get down here, but it is perfect right to the top, guys. Everybody's got an equal pool table tonight.
I was just going to say, we haven't heard pool table smooth in a little while.
That's not a pool table. It has just got some rough spots, but nowhere near the roughness we've seen here in the past.
No, and I mean, you mentioned that to Kyle Wirt, and he actually defended the track surface, saying it was a lot of fun. So,
well, I was here yesterday afternoon, and it was a quagmire. The microsprint track looked more like a swimming pool, and the track here, it was muddy and awful around the top and in the infield. And talking to Ziger, like he was worried we might not get tonight in because yesterday it drizzled some more in the afternoon. There wasn't much sun. They got some sun this morning, and then it clouded over again. So the fact we're racing, they've done a phenomenal job preparing this racetrack.
If you look behind me, Greg, it is about 4 feet of muck here. It's a giant lake in the infield. Ziger is praying nobody ends up in this tonight. We're all drawing straws who's going to have to fish them out. But, yeah, it is a lot of muck right here in the infield.
The only one I want to see wind up in that muck is actually Clinton and Jack.
Well, you remember last year, I ran over the cone rope and I was knee-deep in it. It was a mess. Getting ready to go, guys. They're bunching up down the backstretch.
They got by the Lockhart's choose cone there. Everyone's set and ready to go. Back to the WG Truck Center restart zone, to the Asphalt Works green flag, and we're back on it. Watch Matt Farnham on the outside. Oh, wheelie gets it back under power. Dylan Westbrook got caught up in that. He lost all that gain.
Westbrook to the back of the field with Skylar Evans, who just brought out that most recent yellow flag at the front. Nick Sheridan, high, wide, and handsome in the 45, leading the way with Eric Gledhill in third.
And it is treacherous on the outside of 1 and 2 right now. And now Alan Galetta will head to the pit area. It's Nick Sheridan out in front of Ryan Turner, Eric Gledhill, and Darren Dryden.
A little further back, Liam Martin and Corey Turner having a good side-by-side battle down into 3 and 4. Liam Martin gets the advantage off the corner. That's deeper in the top 10. Martin running 7th, Corey Turner in 8th.
Jamie Turner pulls off into the infield, and he'll park the Charlie B. Honey, number 11, there safely out of harm's way. We'll stay under the green flag at the cross flags.
Halfway through this one, as Matt Farnham in the 7NY trying to recover from that restart. He runs in the 9th spot. DJ Christie blows it off the racetrack. That allows Corey Turner and Liam Martin to get by. Whoa, great 3-car battle for the 7th spot as DJ Christie slides up in front of Martin.
And the leaders dicing through some of this lap traffic as well. Has been fun to watch. Darren Dryden trying to get by Tate O'Leary. Eric Gledhill took advantage of that little bit of a move, and he'll take the 3rd spot back.
Dryden right behind him, Mike Bowman as well, as Dryden squeaks to the outside of Gledhill to pick up that spot.
It's all Nick Sheridan. He has walked away from Ryan Turner on this latest restart. Turner holding down the 2nd spot, and then you've got a gap back to this battle where Darren Dryden's taken 3rd back from Eric Gledhill. Now Gledhill's got company, and it's Mike Bowman. He'll take that Dynablast 71, looking to the outside of the 7 machine.
Whoa, Sheridan gets bottled up behind Ashton Van Every in the 77. He was all sorts of crossed up.
Sheridan will roll it through 3 and 4 another time. This time by it'll be 6 laps left to go for Tricky Nick. Darren Dryden has caught Ryan Turner.
Dylan Westbrook struggling with traffic this time around. He's only a couple of spots ahead of Nick Sheridan as he looks to the outside of Mike Lichty down the front stretch.
Wow. Nick Sheridan had a handful off of corner 4 and nearly cleaned the nose off of Glenn Steyer's 0 machine. Sorry, Adam, but that was a wild one there.
Not a problem at all. Sheridan's had an adventurous run out here in the lead as he continues to gap Ryan Turner in the 15. A little more than half a straightaway his advantage.
Huge slide jobs going on between Farnham and Christie. Josh Hansen in there. There's been passing and wild moves all the way around this racetrack tonight.
Turner in 2nd, but right behind him is Darren Dryden and Mike Bowman. Bowman hasn't been on Slack Lumber victory lane for a little while on that 71 machine. 2 laps to go. Oh, trouble.
One on the backstretch. Josh Hansen, we just talked about him. Wow, that was a close call. Tyler Powell is bearing down on the 88H, the Julie Swayze Remax, Acklin Insurance, Janney Towing ride. comes to a stop there in front of the VIP suites.
And Hansen knows his night's done. He loosened off those seat belts. He's pulling the gloves off. That's never a good feeling.
He was running in the 9th spot, right around where all that passing was happening with Matt Farnham and DJ Christie. And on that last restart, I was about to say, watch Matt Farnham. He was starting to make some moves. He was on that outside line, bearing down, but then he got caught up and looped up in corner number 1, lost a ton of track position, but now he's worked himself back to the 6th position.
Guys, look at the nose on the Westbrook as he comes by us. The nose wing all askew on the 47X of Dylan Westbrook. The other car with an issue is Skylar Evans in the 87XS. He has a a left front shock that has gone around. His axle is bouncing around like crazy out there. Still maintaining the speed though, but watch that left front for Skylar Evans when we go back to green. Of course, the nose on the Westbrook 47X.
Now, for a driver who's won a lot of races this year, of course, the night you have engine trouble, have a coil wire come off, is the same night you have your front wing come apart, because the front bumper of the car is fine, so he hasn't gotten into anything. But a tacky racetrack is a little more violent to the car.
Sheridan was involved in a couple altercations there with lap cars. Anything could have happened.
Yeah, no, it's been an eventful feature event, as we can see some oil dry being put down on the back straightaway.
Like I said earlier, tacky tracks make everybody really, really good.
Now, there was a question earlier on about the cost of going racing and the limited returns of going racing. How frustrating is it to blow a motor on race night?
Well, you never want to blow engines ever, but it's part of the game. And if you're worried about money in racing, don't race.
Guys, just want to break in here. Look at the half shaft and the drive shaft out of the Hansen machine has been left here on the track when they towed him away. Safety crew going to pick it up. That's the reason we've got the oil dry. So the drive line has come out of the 88H. It's sitting here in turn number 3.
All right, so that tacky tracks. Joe goes back to his tacky tracks comment, but hopefully it didn't over-rev the engine, dumping the drive shaft out of it, because that'll be a much less expensive repair that way. Greg, you haven't been very combative tonight. What's wrong with you?
We have company. You know how it is. When you have company over, you behave, right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
I remember a lot more fire in him last year, though. Like, I think
he's worn me down.
He's a little mundane tonight.
It's not even the job. I think it's overall his will to live. It's his weaning.
Yeah, I was expecting a little more fire out of him.
There's not much more we have to. We've already got the world convinced we can't stand each other. I'm almost convinced we can't stand each other.
Two-lap shootout. You know, I almost wonder if Darren Dryden has something here for the top two. He's been by Ryan Turner. Turner got him back. Nick Sheridan's been so good here, but still. Oh, Dryden picks the outside. Oh, no, there's no choose.
File restart.
They threw me off because...
Yeah, everyone's choosing the outside.
Well, Nick did the right thing, right, just in case, but yeah. There you go. No, I don't think we... They're coming to the green on the...
It's fooling announcers night.
Here we go. So single file past the Lockhart's cone, no longer the choose cone.
But the joke's on them because we're already fools.
I could go for an ice cream cone about now. Back to the asphalt works, green flag. Will everyone file in? Yep, just barely.
Sheridan with a good start. Ryan Turner, though, just a few car lengths off the back. White flag and a fly. The Mobile One white flag. We're going to have a battle for the win.
Mike Bowman, big move past Darren Dryden. Dryden gets him right back.
Bowman hit the wall hard coming off of turn 4.
Going to the checkered flag. It is out for the second time this year. Nick Sheridan wins it over Ryan Turner, Darren Dryden, Mike Bowman, and Corey Turner 5th. Matt Farnham 6th. He's still racing. 7th is Eric Gledhill. 8th, DJ Christie. 9th, Alan Downey. And Tyler Powless comes home in 10th.
A good night of racing here at the Big O. Nick Sheridan celebrating and keeping pace with his brother Jake. Jake won at Peterborough on Saturday night.
So Ryan Turner, runner-up. I think this is the same second and third place as last week, is it not? But a different guy in the middle. This week it's Dylan Westbrook, or last week Dylan Westbrook won, I believe. Ryan Turner was second. Darren Dryden was third. But this week it's going to be Nick Sheridan parking it in the center of Slack Lumber Victory Lane. He'll do it backwards. Why not?
He's the winner. He can do what he wants.
Lone Wolf Fireworks is going to light it up. His second win of the season here at the Big O. And send it down to Slack Lumber Victory Lane, Clinton Jeffrey.
Thanks a lot, guys. Thank you, Joe, for joining us here tonight. Thanks for your support, as always. I want to thank everybody from PLAZEK and BRAEMAR for getting behind this great night here tonight. Nick Sheridan climbs out, ladies and gentlemen. How about it? Let Tricky Nicky know you like his win here tonight, everybody. Well, Nick, backwards even. Congrats, man. This is becoming a bit of a habit for you. You've really found the handling on this 45, and you got to feel really darn good tonight.
I've always wanted to do something different out here, Clinton. I've never been able to figure out what it is, but I thought this might be it. Never could show off this back of this beautiful race car, man. But this is a big win, man. This is awesome. I think we had an amazing car tonight. I really hate to see what happened in the 47X. I think we still may could have gone or had a good battle for sure, but we'll take them. They're not easy to get our hands hammer around here, and this is pretty awesome, Clinton.
Big win, man. The track kind of come to you tonight. You were able to put this car anywhere tonight.
We were really good. We kind of hummed and hawed on some setup changes, and my temporary crew chief, Brendan Easy, tonight, we were going back and forth on what tire we were going to run, but we went with the one we had in the heat race, and it really helped. I just can't thank everyone that comes out to help me. Eve's dog came out tonight. I begged him on last minute, and Tate's here every week. His buddy Spencer, my girlfriend Hannah comes out, and we had quite the crew. Alan Wood came out tonight to help us, and I just can't thank everyone off, my dad, my brother, everyone at the shop, and everyone on this that's on this car right now. GSR, Glenn Steyer's, this is it's amazing chassis. It's beautiful. This engine hits, man. It pulls hard, and I can't thank all our sponsors with SP Shocks, APC Auto Parts Centers, Vibrant Farms, been for a long time, Pride Seeds, Velos Trucking, Connell's Construction. It's great to get one here on a regular night. It's been I don't think it's ever really happened with all regular nights. It's awesome to be here.
Got her done, Nick. Congrats.
Thank you, guys.
Nick Sheridan picks up the win. We'll get over here and talk to Ryan Turner. Ryan, it's got to be frustrating because you're so close, man, but second is still a good point tonight. You told us championship is the goal, so still hitting those marks.
Yeah, as most people know, this is not my type of track, so I'm pretty happy with second. It's not a win, but we're pretty happy with that, and we had Brando all by himself at the shop today, loaded the car by himself, got it here, got it ready, and, we just showed up and he made us look good. You know what, we worked all the way from the heat race to the feature. We knew something was missing in the heat race, and I seemed to just struggle in heat races all year. But, they did an awesome job getting this car back in shape. We got a lot of people helping us in the back. It's awesome.
Congrats, Ryan.
Yeah, I got to give a shout-out, PLAZEK Auto Night for my family, so I got to give them a shout-out too. Thank you to the fans for coming out. I got to thank Dan, Trish with Nitro 54, Steve Lyons with Creative Edge, Sitting Bull Tire, and like I said, I got to thank Brando, Al, Ryan, Damian, Reed, Trevor. We got a bunch of people in the back helping us. Britt Little helped me with the Twins, and Camp and Crew the Twins.
Right on, there you go. Ryan Turner will be second on Family Night, PLAZEK Night here at the deal. We'll get over and talk to Darren Dryden. Darren, another good night here where you can finish on the podium. That's always a good deal. Stand in front of your gorgeous car so we can give you some TV time there. Talk about your run, man. Anytime you can end up on the concrete, solid drive.
Yeah, honestly, we're on a roll right now. We've been knocking off podiums. We're running strong. Tonight was a track that was good for us. Just didn't pan out in the heat, but we put in the work in the A-main there and got up to the front. So honestly, I can't thank my team enough for all that they do. Obviously, my father, John Dryden, Steve Molden, Steve Gary. We got Liam Hopkins, everybody here that helps. Obviously, we got to thank all the sponsors too. HumberviewParts.ca. We also got to thank Horizon High Voltage Services, DJD Gear, 3M Wrap Films, DJD Graphics, Flemmer Machine Shop, Expert Transmission, Alpha Microtech. She had leg surgery today, and I can't believe Lorraine showed up, so that's super cool. We also got to thank Canadian Racing Tours, Bromark Truck, Butler Built, Desjardins, Andy Burnside, Connell's Construction. That's 1, 2, 3 for his company here tonight, so that's awesome. Grindstone Landscaping, Junk Unlimited, Macro Foods, ND Graphics, RaceMed, and Moxie.
There you have it, Darren Dryden third. Second is Ryan Turner, and your winner tonight, Nick Sheridan. Guys, take us home.
Thanks, Clint. Fantastic evening. As always, great to have you here in the tower tonight. Joe?
Thank you, guys. Always fun.
Yeah,
you need more fire, though.
Can we so you talked about the great Strode's barbecue meal on the backstretch. You're Joe PLAZEK on PLAZEK Night. We didn't get Strode's barbecue in this room?
Well, I couldn't get all the food in the golf cart and get Mike Morris to bring it over here. That was the problem.
So it's Mike Morris. That's all I needed to hear. It's Mike Morris's fault.
We might need to do that in future nights, but
I like leftovers. Do you think there's anything over there?
Well,
see, now he's fiery. Now you see the fire.
I do see it. I was going to bring him an ice cream up.
Food's involved, that's why.
I was going to bring him an ice cream up when I went down, but the line was like crazy long.
So Good for him. I love that. I love that.
Well, a great night of racing. We're done by 10:15. How about that? On behalf of the Steyers family, all our officials and our crew, on behalf of Joe, Adam, Clinton, my name is Greg Kelman saying so long. We'll see you next week here on G-Force TV. This copyrighted broadcast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of G-Force TV. G-Force TV would like to thank you for your support and for watching today's broadcast.